Uh, Good evening, members of Spiritual Encrypted Encounters. How's everybody doing this evening? For those who follow me on Spiritual Encrypted Encounters on Facebook, you're more than welcome to join the group. And those who follow my short reel TikToks under HCS 865, I believe, on TikTok. How y'all doing this evening? I got my my cousin here, uh, Jesus Carvajal, joining me tonight.
Hi to all the members of Spiritual Encrypted Encounters. Once again, I am Cousin Jesse, aka Corporal Discipline.
The summer side of love says, happen to be passing by, seeing the lights on. Figure I come on, say hello. How you doing, summer side of life?
How you doing,
I
Summer?
I know everybody's busy. It's a Sunday. People normally getting ready to go to work or probably asleep right now. But believe it or not, late at night is there. I get a lot of viewership late at night, early in the mornings, and like I know yesterday we had over 1,000 viewers. Uh, a lot, like 1,600, 700, 800. I can't remember, but it was a lot of viewers. I went solo, but there's a lot of people that subscribed yesterday that wanted to be a member of Spiritual Encrypted Encounters because they were asking me questions. I was answering their questions, and I was praying for people because they needed help. So that's what I do here. That's what we do here in Spiritual Encrypted Encounters is try to help out people spiritually and give whatever advice I can give the members of Spiritual Encrypted Encounters. How you doing, real MMA?
How you doing, Rich Runner 2? Real MMA, how you doing?
I hope everybody's doing great. I know there's a hurricane in the Gulf right now. It's supposed to hit certain areas like at 2 in the morning or something like that. So prayers for the people that live near the Gulf Coast
Is that
and
going over there toward our hometown?
yeah, to our hometown in the Rio Grande Valley.
Wow.
Uh, it had the shark attack of those people that got attacked by a shark.
Yeah, that's what happens when you walk in your kitchen.
You got to, I mean, there's bad weather out there, and you go out there, and when there's bad weather, what does that mean? That means that the fish are going to come further inland. So I believe that's why the sharks were near because they're trying to stay away from the tornado that's in the ocean. They can feel the turbulence in the waters, kind of like birds. When birds know when there's a storm coming. For
God
those that
bless you too, Don Pelayo.
yeah, they'll fly away. They'll migrate because they know when a bad storm is coming. So they'll fly away. Same thing as fish. If there's a bad storm or something of that nature, an earthquake, they're gonna go somewhere else where it's safe because they can sense what's happening within Mother Nature.
You see that
So
lady that got eaten like a chicken leg? That shark ate her leg.
yeah, and then
That was messed up.
yeah, it's crazy because then you get some people that go back out there and they're making fun of the video. What happened to the woman? The only thing I can say about to those people, karma, because you don't make fun of something like that. But yeah, it was bad. I mean, honestly, I felt that the people in charge of South Padre Island should have closed the beach, knowing that there's a tornado in the Gulf. But no, they didn't. So what happens? People get tore up by the sharks because the island is more about this.
Oh, yeah, it's
They
a
want
tourist trap.
they want the money, so they ain't gonna tell people not to go to the beach because it's like a vacation spot. People go there all the time. But when it costs a person their leg, uh, there was this. I remember when I was younger. I was fishing at Poor Man's Field, and I had my feet dangling on the pier. I was a kid. I was like 7 years old, and there was this old man that came in a wheelchair, and he's by me, and he says, I remember this is what he told me. I remember one day I was just like you, doing that. I had my feet hanging on the pier. Then he said, "Look at me now." He was missing his legs, both of them.
Wow,
He said
wow.
that a shark came and took his legs while he was fishing, hanging his feet over the pier. So when he told me that, man, I picked up my feet real quick and I put it in there, whether he was saying the truth or not. But the way he said it, I believe that happened to him. And he said that the sharks are vicious. So they see something, they see I guess they see food, they see flesh hanging from the pier. That to them, that's food. They don't know no difference.
You ain't got to worry about me ever going in water in the beach, man. The Jaws movies ruined that for me. I get near the beach, man, and the only thing going through my head is thun 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 thun.
Yeah. So, and this guy was already, he was an older man already, so I was like, I just listened to him, we're supposed to respect our elders, right? When you're a kid. So I listened to his advice, and I took it to heart. It's kind of like one of the reasons. I mean, I'm not afraid to go swimming, but after seeing what happened to the lady that she's missing, like cousin Jess said that the shark hit her leg like we're eating chicken. That's crazy. All right, the mods are doing their job, kicking out the trolls. That's what I'm talking about. Uh, but yes, I remember that when I was growing up, I would always go fishing in Port Mansfield. Uh, Port Mansfield is like a fishing place, and there's the boats that go out. At one time they used to have uh like a like a what do you call it? Where the shrimp are be coming through and the fish, like a warehouse, or what do you call it? When they get the shrimp and they send it out to the stores.
Hmm.
They used to be like that at one point in time. I remember they were paying for every shrimp you were clean. They'll pay you a certain amount of money. Those people that would go from our hometown to work over there. But we're not talking about the shark attacks today. What we're going to talk about is Shapeshifter, Skinwalkers. For those tuning in, check out the short reel that I placed here on Spiritual Encrypted Encounters. You can check it out there, or you can check it out on TikTok under ABCS895. It's the same short reel. Check out the short reel, and that's what I'm going to talk about tonight. In that short reel, you can see me standing, and right beside me, to the right of me, you can see the shapeshifter, or should I say the skinwalker. You can see its face. He's not a very handsome guy. You can see the face, and then over on top of it, you can see what seems to be like the hide of some kind of animal, or maybe possibly I might have caught it mid transformation or mid shape shifting, where you can see the face of the skinwalker, then the beastly, it looks like a beastly face on top of his head. That's what you're seeing, cuz on that the
Yeah,
short reel,
yeah.
and
He's
it is
wearing that fur.
you seen the head how big it was
That was a
of
huge
what
hit, man. Yeah.
yeah, the shapeshifter skinwalker. That picture I've been having it with me, but now that I'm getting the viewers and I'm able to share it now on other platforms, I'm putting it out there to bring the spiritual awareness. That day, the reason I captured that because I felt something beside me when I was walking. I was already walking out of the path to go home, and I felt heavy presence right beside me. So I just angled the camera and I just kept on walking. I didn't give it no power through belief, but I knew there was something beside me. I just never looked to see what was beside me. I could sense it spiritually.
And it
When
was
when you
close.
it was only like inches away from me.
Mm-hmm.
It's like my hairs were stood up, and I could feel. You get that feeling on your body, it all throughout your body, and I knew something was beside me, because there was already activity happening around me all through through the regular video. So I was able to capture it on my live, in which I did a screenshot and placed made a little short reel of it with different the same picture with different filters, so you can see the shape of the Skinwalker. You could really see the face underneath, how he's looking real crazy at me, showing his teeth, and then you could see the beastly manifestation of what was on top of him. I guess the skin of whatever you manifests into. Sometimes people tell me I was asked a question a long time ago. I was asked, what if the shapeshifter skinwalker has a hide of a Bigfoot or a dogman? That's why they manifest that way. That's what I was told that way. I thought about it because through the folklore, right, the shapeshifter skinwalker uh carries hides of animals with him to manifest into him. So what do you think about that, cousin Jesse? That question I was asked a long time ago by somebody.
I don't know. I don't know because we know that. Well, personally, I know that Bigfoot and Dogman that they're DDNs, man. So I don't know how they could have that kind of fur. That's just my thought on it, man.
Yeah. It's like but the only thing I can think of is that because I know the shamans they used to have different kinds of hides also when they would go into prayer or go help somebody that was sick, or if you look at the old pictures of a shaman, it'll show you like a native person with a fur of a bear or the fur of a wolf or something over his head. Um, I believe that I don't think you have to have the hide to be able to manifest in that way. I believe it's just because of the witchcraft and necromancy, that the deal that they made with the demons, that they have that ability since if their soul got soul, that they have those abilities in that nature.
Well, that's there's that too. I just thought that the fur that they wore is what they could turn into. I mean, I could see them having a deer fur or fox fur, wolf fur, but Bigfoot fur and werewolf fur, I don't see them having that, man. But
Yeah, because
you're
if
right.
you look at most of the pictures, the old pictures, they don't have no Bigfoot furs or werewolf furs. It's more like of a coyote,
A
uh,
wolf,
buffalo, and anything that we know that as an animal. Wolf, buffalo,
deer,
uh, yeah, deer, uh, coyotes, fox,
conejos.
yeah, rabbits, different kinds of hides, right? But I never seen a picture of a native wearing a hide of a Bigfoot
Me
or
either.
a hide of a dogman
Werewolf.
or any other kind of cryptid. It's the hides that they will wear. In another to the native people. I got this hat here. It's got you can see it a
Is that
wolf.
a? Is that a?
It's a wolf, and it's got a dream catcher
Oh,
over it.
okay. I'm not wearing my glasses, so I can't see it right. Hold on, man.
Oh, okay. Uh,
Oh, I see it now. Yeah.
this hat, I get it from a friend. My friend that I get all my caps from. So I seen the hat. I got another one with an eagle. So I'm wearing tonight, since we're talking about what natives deal with, uh, or have been dealing with for many years. They know what's in the wilderness. That's why they have all that information that they have, of what's within Mother Nature, because they live in Mother Nature. Some
I
of
think
us.
I
Go ahead.
think they need more than some hair, man. I think they need the at least half or not all of or most of all the fur. I don't think a couple of hairs is gonna do much for them, man. Summer.
Yeah, that would be like a anybody can get a footprint, right? Or anybody can get a hair, but getting a hide is a whole complete different story, right? Because a hide would be if there was a hide of a Bigfoot or a hide of a dog man, then there would be a whole different story. It would change everything. But there's not even hides. There's no bodies. There's no bones. There's not even hides. I know there's a group of people here in Texas that they go hunting for coyotes. They capture the coyotes and they kill them. I think there's a TikTok where they're from Texas and that's what they do. They kill coyotes from ranches because the coyotes are running wild in packs and they're causing all kind of chaos and havoc on their land. So they kill the coyotes, and then they take their hide, the hide of the coyotes that they're killing. When they're running packs here, they're running packs. You could hear them howling at nighttime in the woods. But as far as I know, they said when there's a lot of coyotes, that there's also a dogman running loose where there's a lot of coyotes, or possibly a shapeshifter skinwalker. How
Even
they'll
in
probably
Fountain.
they probably will have control through the witchcraft and necromancy they do. Use them to their advantage to keep people distracted. I doing bounty hunting bear. Hope you're doing great. So we're gonna get in depth tonight of this. But yeah, that was a question I was asked from somebody from the Bigfoot community. Is like, what if the natives have a hide of a Bigfoot or Skinwalker, or a shapeshifter has a hide of a? It's possible that that's what they're forming. I believe that they don't have a hide, but I believe that it's the shapeshifter and Skinwalkers that are appearing. There are DDNs, demonic in nature. They're demonic beings. Uh, believe the natives have the stories where they said that the Sasquatch or Bigfoots are demonic. That they're demons, and they're the ones that corrupted their people. The Skinwalker shapeshifters to follow that route. You know, uh, in saying that, demons have corrupted people, like witches and warlocks, to follow them, and they gave them the same abilities. That's what's in common between uh, the demons and the supposedly Bigfoots. That the demons gave witches and warlocks the ability to shapeshift, right? Shapeshift to turn into the lechusa or whatever transformation they want to take, right? Because they made a pact or a deal with them. In the same way, the Bigfoot gave that to the people that made deals with it, which is a demon, in which we got the Skinwalker shapeshifters.
Well, that's a good thing, Smurfy. That prayer worked.
Amen, Smurfy. So this what I was, we're gonna talk about if Skinwalker shapeshifters. That's what we're talking about tonight. They can get very close to you that you don't even know it. Just like in that picture that I placed on the short reel. That sucker is like right there, like an arm, not even an arm away from me. It's like right there beside me while I'm walking by the tree line. They can get very close that they can even whisper in your ear.
I hate it when they do that.
They can get in your ear and they can probably say, "Chee wee wees." No, they don't say chee wee wees. They can get in your ear, make a growling sound by your ear. They can get by your ear and say, "Leave,"
That or just call your name. They do that to
or
me all the
yeah,
time.
say your name or say "f you." They they're that close. That's why I'm able to capture the images that I capture. Close images, like inches away. I've seen pictures of people that catch images, but I haven't seen anybody capture the images that I capture that they're inches away. I mean, I haven't seen it as somebody. If I've seen a close up, it's because they cropped it to make it look close. But somebody with a picture that has something inches away from them, I haven't seen anybody. I haven't seen one like that. Maybe they might have somebody with a picture and it's far away from, 'em, but inches away from you. Well, that's how deep we go into spiritual encrypted encounters. I want to know what's out there in a place. You could say my body in the line when I go out there and investigate because anything can happen out there. Of
And
which
it usually does. It usually
it
does.
always does. It always does. I'm not gonna lie. It always happens. My cousin, they be viewing it, is like, "Hey, cuz, get out of there! I see something right there, right in front of you. I see something pass behind you." It happens. But no, I protect myself when I go out there. I pray. And if I have to pray during, I'll pray. If I have to pray afterwards when I leave, I'll pray. For nothing to follow me. But he can put a toll on you, especially spiritually. It can drain your energy. That when you get home, you go jump in the shower, take a shower, but after that, it's like you fall asleep because you're so tired because it feels like you had a workout because they're trying to jump on you or trying to drop you, and you die by the rebuking. When all that's happening, it's like my feet is breaking out, coming back in, breaking up, coming back in. So I said, okay, time for me to leave the area. But that's what's happened to me all the time when I would go live through Facebook. Then I did it live through TikTok just to see if it was going to be a difference. Uh, it wasn't like too much pixelation, but what was happening is I lost a track of time where I'm repeating myself. Imagine you showing a video and you're repeating yourself. Like I say, I'm walking through the path. And then you say, "Oh, I'm walking through the path, walking through the path," like 5 times.
It's like you're
And then
caught in a loop.
yeah, like you're caught in a time gap or
Loop.
yeah. And then you're missing parts of the video because now I'm recording everything. But you're not seeing pixelation or nothing like that or lag. I think through what do you call it? Facebook, I can see the effects of what's out there because I see the lag, I see the magnetic interference. I'm able to capture the beings, I think, a little bit better. It just looks different compared to when I went out there. But I noticed the other things that are happening. So there's a lot of things happening at once. If I were to make two videos with the equipment of two different, if I would do one in Facebook and one through TikTok, you can see the effects of what's really happening, which there is lag, there is pixelation, and then through TikTok you can see the loss of time. So there's a lot of thing happening when you go out there and investigate. And of course, you got the when the Skinwalker Shapeshifter makes their appearance. I got some where they're moving as fast as the wind, and I think that's not a shapeshifter Skinwalker. I'm thinking the one that's moving as fast as the wind is another being that's affiliated with them, which is called the Wendigo. You know,
The
that is
cannibals.
yeah, it's part of a shapeshifter Skinwalker, and that's what they would do. They were cannibalistic. You know, the natives they used to live here in Central Texas, the Tonkawas. Uh, that's what they were. They were cannibals. There's several stories where They worked with the cab soldiers, and they were like their scouts for the cab soldiers. When they were looking for an Apache or Comanche that was wanted, they knew the land real good because they were hunters. They wasn't into vegetables; they were into meat. So they were meat. They were hunting for deer, buffalo. At one time, buffalo used to be in this land. Uh, they captured I believe it was a Comanche that was wanted. The cab soldier that was with the Tonkawas, that they will call them dirty Indians. The reason I would call them dirty Indians is because they're literally be butt naked. You know, have a little bit of clothes on, maybe jewelry, and but literally butt naked. You know, that's all, and they're barefooted. They
Wow.
nicknamed them dirty Indians. So they were trying to find this prisoner, right? The scout couldn't find the prisoner. Then when he found the dirty Indians at the Wankas, uh, they were, how should I say, feasting, cannibalizing the Comanche. Uh, that
Wow.
they that they were eating them, and that's not the first time that had happened. They had killed a lot of people while they were working with the government in that nature, and not just with the government, but they were killing other natives from other tribes, Comanche, Apache. What was the other ones? You get the Comanche, the Apache, the Cherokee. That's what they were doing. So what happened is all this tribes of the Comanche, Cherokee, and Apache got together, and they came for them. You know, they came for them in here in Central Texas, and they were killing them. They were killing all this Tawankans. The government had to intervene since they will work with the U.S. cavalry soldiers and horse regiments. They intervened and to stop the massacre from happening, even though they had already killed a lot of people. So they got the remainder. I think the remainder were like 200, and they grabbed them and they moved them to Oklahoma, OKC, right? Uh, they moved them to Oklahoma. When they were living in Oklahoma, they started doing the same thing, cannibalizing people. So the natives from over there and the government said we don't want them here, you know. So they moved them back to Texas. So when they moved back to Texas, they came for them again. Another massacre. They started killing them. They started killing them. The governor intervened again. Their final place that they moved them to was New Mexico and Arizona. That's where the final place to move them to. So you got Oklahoma, Texas, New Mexico, and Arizona. What do they all have in common?
Wendigo, skinwalkers, uh, shapeshifters.
There you go. Wendigos, Skinwalker, shapeshifters. That's what they have in common. The I believe the cannibalistic, the Wendigos are that Tawankas because they were cannibals, and that's what they are. Is the Wendigos. Um, then you have the Texas the Skinwalker shapeshifters, which were the natives also. They got taught the witchcraft and the necromancy that they have the ability to shapeshift. The Wendigo has just that one look that they take, you know, because they were cannibals, cannibalistic, and it moves. That's why it's called the Wendigo because it moves as fast as the wind. It moves very rapidly. You can't even see it. Yeah, like WINDIGO, Wendigo moves like the wind.
The Wendigos are also the taller of them, right?
So what?
The Wendigos are also taller than the shapeshifters and skinwalkers.
Yes, the Wendigos are pretty tall,
I mean,
taller.
from what I heard them described, that they're like real buff, man, real massive.
Well, I got the picture of the one that I took underneath the trees that he was looking at me. It was big. Uh, he was looking at me very ugly, like he was ready to attack me. You know, but I'm prayed up and stuff like that. When I go, and the one thing about all of them that they have in common, yeah, my hairs are standing up right now, that they're all territorial. Territorial, just like they were territorial then, they're still territorial of where they live. Or you got those, so you got the Shapeshifter, Skinwalker, and Wendigo, but there's one more that nobody knows about. I know about it because I looked into it because of something that I witnessed that happened to my son. When I seen the one that was like human-like, but it was made out of Mother Nature itself. Well, when I was telling you that the natives were coming and killing them, well, some of these Tawankans didn't want to die that way. They didn't want to die by the hands of their enemy. So what will happen was this. Imagine it was a family of 8. The father would slit the wrist of each family member. He would slit his wrist last as they were holding a hands that were forming a circle. So they would die out of their own hands instead of dying in the hands of the enemy. But what will happen is from the bloodshed of the blood sacrifice from forming that circle, that when the sun rose in the morning, from the center of that circle, the one would rise. That's what it was called. The one. It was like a demigod or demon that would rise because of the blood sacrifice. The thing with the one is that he has the ability to I should say manifest. I'm not going to say shapeshift because it's a spirit or demonic. That he has ability to shapeshift with the elements, with Mother Nature itself. So it can use leaves, branches, uh, trees, rocks, whatever, mud, to be able to manifest itself to. So you got that being also. So you got shapeshifter, skinwalker, right? Because that's what they do. Um, then you got the Wendigo, the ones that are cannibalistic, and they became that way because they were eating human flesh. Then you have the one that arise from blood ritual sacrifices that exist also within the Mother Nature. Okay, I could add more other ones that exist out there through Mother Nature. The DDN, spiritually, DDN. You got elementals that exist in Mother Nature also. Those are the ones that were created before mankind by our Heavenly Father, called elementals. Uh, you got, of course, in demonic, the demon forces that are out there that they can manifest into anything because that's their capabilities. What else, cousin? Lives resides within the woods. Tree sprites,
Tree sprites, fairies,
fairies,
uh, depends on
the
maybe
fae, the fae.
mhm,
Uh,
goblins, crows.
Ongor says, "What is an elemental?" You want to answer that question for him, or cousin? You got it. Or you
Well,
want me to
well,
answer?
the one that I saw was he was for the spirit of the woods. He was in the elemental of earth, and he was pretty tall. And when his camouflage came off, he was the color green. He blended in with all nature. So that's the only one I saw, and it was during a palero cleansing.
Yes. Uh, Algorsa, there's the duendes also, which are like little elves,
They're
Galipote, gypsy, magic,
the duendes are called gnomes.
gnomes.
Yeah.
Uh, the elementals is one of God's creation before he created human because he was trying to create the perfect human or he created the first creations. One of the first creations he created, they're called elementals. The reason they were called elementals, well, they say human were created from dust, right? Well, these elementals, some were created by water. You got water elementals, all the elements that you can think of. That's what they created from: fire, water, uh, the air, uh, mud. There was some that created out of vapor. There were some that created. There were like shadow figures, uh, and some that are created like through sticks. Like trees. So those are the elementals that are amongst us also that reside within the woods. So there are many things out there that resides within the woods besides a if you add the shapeshifters, the skinwalkers, the the wendigo and the one, that's a lot of things that are out there in the woods besides what's there living in the flesh, right? Some people might want to throw a Bigfoot or a cryptids out there. But I'm just saying the things that are out there that can manifest to look like anything, which I believe that's what's out there in the woods. Uh, like I was telling before, somebody asked me a question. The question was, can if a shapeshifter skinwalker has the height of a Bigfoot or a dogman, can they manifest into it? And I said that I haven't seen the height of a Bigfoot or a dogman. So if there's none to be shown that there's a hide, so how would they be able to take that manifestation of it?
Exactly.
Yeah, lechusa into anything in Mother Nature. The lechusa, of course, is a harpy. Um, Witches have the ability to turn into a lechusa. Uh, Brujas, dark witches. The dark witches, they like manifesting into dark things. So if you see a black owl, that's a dark witch.
Hey,
Normally, if you
cousin,
see,
my
yes.
my mom was telling me that they have a family friend in Mexico, and she's a witch, but she has elemental powers. Man, she turns into energy and can travel through the wires.
Mm.
She said that they had a friend that was sick, and that she told them that not to be afraid while they were in the room if they heard any popping sounds in the equipment. That was her checking on that lady, so she could turn into like some form of energy to travel through the wires.
Somebody said, or else consider DDN. Uh, or else considered DDN. That's the question that's down there.
Well, I don't think so. I think an elf is a child of nature.
Elf could be one of Lilith's children.
Hmm.
An elf, the fairies, the what's
The
the other one
fae,
like a fair? The fae, but the other one like a fair, a pixie. You got to remember. You can't forget about Lilith.
the
Well, they
mother of
said
all
that
monsters.
some of Lilith's children look like owls also.
But she was the
So,
first owl. She was the
so
first Medusa.
the first Lechusa. I think
Hmm.
somebody was talking about who was the first vampire, but who was the first Lechusa would be Lilith.
Hmm.
Lilith, the first Lechusa. Then, but what happened for? Yeah, Lilith happened first,
Hmm.
and then after that, when the Watcher slept with women, they became Lechusas also. They became that's a form that turned into the woman became harpies and sirens.
Well, Al Gore, the The way I heard it was Cain and Abel. Cain was the son of Satan, and Abel was the son of Adam. And that was the forbidden fruit was that the Satan knocked Eve up along with at the same time that Adam did. So she had two sons that were born of different fathers. That's the story that I heard.
at two different times, right?
Yeah. And like Lilith left because she didn't want to be subservient to Adam. So she left the Garden of Eden and the Lord sent angels to bring her back and she refused. So her punishment, she was turned into an owl and angels would come every day and kill hundreds of her children in front of her. That's
And
the
the
story
question
I heard.
and the question is, we don't know when she left if she was pregnant from Adam or not. But all we know that she manifested into this beastly form or whatever. She changed form. That she lives in the woods, and her children live in the woods too.
What I want to know, and that I've never been able to find out, they said that after Cain killed Abel, God put a mark on him. What was that mark?
When Cain
When
killed
Cain,
Abel,
when Cain killed Abel, God punished him, but he said that he wasn't going to kill him, that he didn't want to be killed, so God put a mark on him somewhere so that the people would see the mark and wouldn't kill him. I don't know what that mark was. I've always been trying to find out what that mark was that God put on Abel. I mean on Cain.
ah, a mark on Cain.
It's in the Bible, cousin, in Genesis.
Yeah,
I just never goes into what that mark was. It just said that God put a mark on him so that when they saw him, they wouldn't kill him. I just don't know what kind of mark it was.
huh? The mark of the beast, not the mark of the beast, a mark. And you still haven't found out, never found out what the mark was.
Yeah, Al Gore. I've heard that too. That Lilith wound up with Cain, and they had a bunch of children.
In the land of Nod,
Yeah, I heard about that.
I've never heard of no book of Nod.
It's not canon. They took it out of the Bible.
To be black skin.
Hmm.
So the DDN, we know they exist among us, and they're demons. I call them the DDN, which is disembodied demonic demons, because there were the Nephilim. They got destroyed through the flood, and they still live amongst us in demon form, which are the ones that are causing the chaos and division among the land. You know, they hated us when they were alive, as the offspring of the Watchers. That's why they got destroyed, because of destroying mankind, and then now they're still amongst us, and they're demons. There's another thing you can add to the list. You know what we're saying, what's out with our mother and within Mother Nature. But I wanted to stick with what we're speaking about is the Skinwalker shapeshifters.
Cousin, there's also a theory that says that since the Nephilim were not created by God, and God created heaven and hell, they have no place to go when they died. That's why they're in spirit form. They can't go to heaven and they can't go to hell. So they roam the earth in spirit form, just causing chaos.
Yeah, this is exactly what they are.
Getting back to
They're
the
amongst us, man.
skinwalkers.
That's what they're called, demons. They're called demons because the Watchers became demons. Uh, God destroyed them, so they won't be destroying anything of mankind. But since they were part demonic, they roam Earth as demons. That's what we know as demons. Is the true source of the demons is that there are the disembodied form of the Nephilim. That's why I call them the DDN. I know some people get pissed off and they get their Fruit of the Looms in a wad.
Ni
they, they,
talco.
they get they get their Fruit of the Loom in the wad. When I bring this theory up, they get pissed off. You know why they get upset? Because they don't want you to know the truth.
Yeah,
They
you
get pissed
can't hide the
off.
truth with the finger, cousin.
That that's because they want you to continue to believe that the Bigfoot is a flesh being and the dog man is a flesh being, but they don't want you to know the real spiritual truth is that they're DDN, they're demons, and that's what they have the abilities to manifest and shapeshift also like angels. How the Watchers, which was their creators, they manifested to look like man to sleep with the women, and the women that created the Nephilim, they change form into the harpies and the sirens. But you know, the cryptid people don't want you to know the spiritual truth about what's really out there.
I was
So
about to
like
tell you, there's a
was
dude
that?
on there's a dude on TikTok that he has pictures of all these sirens and harpies, and I told him that those were women that slept with angels. He told me no, that wasn't true.
Somebody says, yeah, well, of course they exist too. That's called the Legion. But you see, the Legion travel altogether. So when they demonize somebody, they say we are many because they get demonized. That's something completely. They're the part of they're the one third that fell from the heavens with Lucifer, the Legion. They exist also.
Like a girl.
Say with how sick the world is now, some men don't wear fruit of the loom. They were patricia like. And you know what? You're right, brother Runner. I don't even want to think about that thought, man. This is crazy, but yeah, you're right. That what do you think? They believe there's many genders. That's anybody. Listen to me. Many genders. Or how come there's people with many trolling profiles? Who is many in the Bible?
The Legion.
Anybody.
The
We
Legion.
are many. The Legion. So all these people that believe in many genders, but have many profiles, and they give life to each profile that you got. Well, guess what? The many that they're working with is the legion that's got them bonded. Yeah, it's what it is. It's a legion. Yeah, you can put a corn in the cob there as as
I
many
was about to
genders.
say that. I was about to say that.
He's, he said he's going to get married with a corn in the cob. You know that falls under that.
You're gonna call it popcorn.
You- Popcorn. That falls in that category. Uh, many false religions or many religions, many cults. There's a lot of things of many. Uh, Sodom and Gomorrah. There was nothing but abominations there. Many abominations, many evil acts that were happening there. Only God knows what evil acts were happening there. But look what happened to Sodom and Gomorrah. Anybody knows what happened to Sodom and Gomorrah? Everybody
it
knows
got
the story.
it got destroyed by God.
What happened to the man's wife
She
that
turned
was
to
told
salt.
not, she was told not to look back, just to keep on walking. She turned around and
Dirty popcorn.
so can we say a used corn on the cob is dirty popcorn? I guess, man. Pillar of salt. Yes. Yes. It's happening in America. The people that are in charge and power, they're demonized. They believe in other things, and it's not Jesus Christ. That's why they work so hard to get Jesus Christ out of the equation because they don't want our next of kin to believe in Jesus Christ because they're working for the devil, right, or for demons. So they want people to not have a relationship with Christ because when the time comes that they're going to surface up, then how they're going to fight spiritually if they don't know Jesus Christ? It's our job to let our children know. The school system's trying to corrupt our children to say that LGBT community is okay, to say that trans rights are okay.
And that's
Uh,
scary. Being a single guy, cousin, it's hard to be out dating because you never know if you're gonna play the crying game, man.
I'm just saying that they're trying to install that in our children within the
Mhm.
schools, right? Those people, the teachers, they just want to get paid, right? So they're following the orders that are given to them from the people in charge of the schools. At one time, schools were we would pray every morning when we started our school, and we say the pledge of allegiance. They don't have that no more.
We used to pray every day before lunch.
The White House, an example of what I'm speaking about, they had lights of rainbows supporting these abominations or sinners, right? Because they're going against God. I don't agree with the people in charge there right now. Hopefully, sooner than later, that everything will be taken care of. That there will be a change of power for the positive way.
Yeah, you have to reach down there and check. Yeah, reach right there. Transformers. Yeah, man, when you say Transformers, Murphy, there was two girls that used to be in athletics. We used to call them the Transformers because they could lift almost as much as a guy.
They were strong.
Do you remember them, cuz? The
Yeah,
Transformer girls? Yeah.
Dora and Sonia,
Hmm. Every time she'd pick up weights, I'd be like,
they were strong,
they were
stronger than the
strong.
guys.
Yeah, shit, they could squat. They could squat, man.
I think one of their daughters was a weightlifter, man, and a softball player. They were real good. Like they could lift a lot of weight, power lifters. But yes, let's go back to the Skinwalker. We just go with the flow here with spiritual encrypted encounters. More than meets the eye.
They were big.
The best friend from high school could lift more than anybody in the football team. There's people like that. They just didn't want to play sports. I knew people like that. Yes, you gotta be careful nowadays, man. Especially who's the one that are alcoholics around here, or they're doing drugs. You know, when you're doing drugs or alcoholic, that's a spiritual opening. But what's scarier is you might run into a transformer. You know, the you ain't gonna be able to see. You think it's a female. Next thing you know, you're gonna hear. I'm gonna
A
transform
cock,
on you.
you might find a cockamus prime. I'm sorry, man.
Yeah, man. let's go back to the subject.
Please, please
Let's go back to the shapeshifter. Well, I mean, we did say shapeshifter, so you know. So
leave
okay, let's
Laserbeak
say it like
alone.
this. I forgot about another shapeshifter. The other shapeshifter is the shapeshifter that's within mankind. The You got girls trying to be guys and guys trying to be girls, and then you have the ones that really want to transform, which they want to take their body parts off. But regardless, they were still born male and female. But they took uh, shape shifting or transformation into a whole new level.
General
Oh
rule,
my
I don't.
God! I can't
Uh,
believe this. We're gonna do a march in Temple, Texas, against Brother HCS because he's calling us transformers.
generally, man, I don't date anybody with Adam's apples or hands and feet bigger than mine.
No, it's kind of like I seen that one. Well, no, we talked about that. I'm trying to stick to the thing, but when you corrupt your kid because you're following a what do you call it? How gays do, a pride thing, and you tell your children it's okay to be gay or you're a trans, and you want to tell your children it's okay to be a trans at the age of 4, 3 years old when they're innocent. You're really corrupting and messing with their minds. They're just a God honest truth. And if it's a parent that's doing that, God's got something for your ass. I'm just letting you know. You don't mess with God's children. Even you gave birth to your daughter or to your son, you don't mess with God's children. He's going to have something for you. You'll see. Yeah. So, that's another kind of transformation that we're talking about right now. It's the ones that where you got the parents manipulating the kid's mind, which is a kind of mental abuse. So if they're just talking to their kids, it's okay to be gay. 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 Or it's okay to be trans. Okay to be that. That's mental manipulation, and they're 3 or 4 years old. Do you want to imagine how sick these people are? Do you want to put on a dress, turn on the little son, or you want to be a boy today to the daughter, because they got their own agenda because they're following the trans thing or the rainbow colored LGBT thing. I think that's just plain sick. Yeah, that's crazy. They're like we're like 6% trannies, and we're fighting for our rights. We're fighting, and we hate the 92% because they're against us. I said no, we just don't believe. We believe you have some problems there. You were born a girl, born a guy, and then you want to say that you want to change your whole configuration. It's no, we just don't agree with the things that you're trying to do, or you trying. I mean, if you want to do something like that, that's on you. But when you want to corrupt the mind of kids that are like 2, 3 years old, and you installing this stuff in the schools, that's where the problem lies. The corruption of our children, in which we have to unite and stand against the sick people. You see, somebody said he was molested at a young age. I got age 2. I hate it. Yeah, I believe the pedophiles fall in the same category as people. You know, they're probably thinking it's the pedophiles from the White House that are setting up those people for failure because they want them to raise their children that way. Why? So they can take advantage of them. All the sick people in power that are pedophiles, That is disgusting, man. But that's evil, evil working. But let's talk about the shapeshifter skinwalkers again.
Please.
Let's go back to that, man, because we're getting a little bit out of. But that's part of that. What causes those people to be that way? We already know. We've been speaking about it. Demons. It's a form of bondage that brings them confusion, spirits of confusion. They got to set in their head that it's okay, and they get him. It's kind of like a cult of trannies or a cult of LGBT. It's a cult that it's okay for them to join their cult or their group or whatever, and it's okay for them to be that way there. But it's a sin what they're doing. It's an act that is against God. Somebody said, uh, "Yep, he's always lurking around to smell," and that's Joe Biden. Joe Biden is sick. He's a pedophile. You see how he smells the children, their hair, and the kid
Damn,
Smellatron.
Smurfy.
Smellatron.
Yes, Red Runner. They're cannibals. That's the crime they committed against the tribe. They ate human meat.
Human flesh. So if Biden was a transformer, he would be called Smellatron or Sniffatron. Smellatron or Sniffatron, one of the two. If he was a dinosaur, he would be called the Sniffosaurus. Yeah, that dude freaks me out. You could tell he's demonized. I
His
think he's
eyes are black.
demonized.
His eyes are
Huh?
black. He ain't got no
His eyes
pupils.
are black. Yeah, he's demonized. Look to his old pictures of back in the day. His eyes wasn't black like that. He done lost his soul. If you look at Joe Biden, who was when he was younger, his eyes are not black.
Hey, cousin. So, what happens when a gay person gets up in the morning and can't decide whether he wants to be gay or straight? Does he flip a coin? Let's
Shit.
get back to the subject, cousin.
Yeah, let's get back to the subject. People are here. I mean, they're probably laughing their ass off right now what we're talking about, but we don't want to offend anybody by speaking the truth. But you know what?
'Cause-
That's okay. We're speaking the truth, so they can be offended all they want to. We're just speaking the truth here.
Yes, Roberta, it's always been there, but now they're just more out there now. They don't
But
care.
they're
They
they're,
don't try
they're
to hide
more out in
nothing.
the open, just like everybody come out of the closet.
Just
They
like
don't care
guys want to go into the women's bathroom. I don't know why. My thing is, man, is you can't make it on the male sports. You're gonna go to women's sports. I don't understand that either, man.
because they're doing all that because they're trying hard for people to say it's okay being being gay, being a trans fight. It's okay. You can do this, compete against women, but in reality, it's not okay. But the government supports that. So how messed up is the government? Who's really the
Decep-
brand in the government?
Decepticorn. Damn, Smurfy.
Eh, it's messed up.
Leave Laserbeak alone, Smurfy.
They can join the other Transformer Decepticon. That's crazy, man. We
Hmm?
really went out of
Off
where
topic.
we're
We
trying
went off top.
out of our topic big time.
Yeah.
Man, after all this jokes, when he got 5 likes, golly. 5 likes, people? Are you serious?
Te estoy haciendo con mi primo. Estoy con mi primo. I guess we offended some people, man. Sorry. We got way off topic.
Yeah. So, okay, we're going back to the talk of the shapeshifter skinwalkers. We're sorry, not so sorry. We offended anybody.
Yeah,
Uh,
we're
what
talking
we're
about
speaking about. We was we,
skinwalkers.
we was brought up with morals and values when we grow up. We talked about the birds and the bees. I guess people don't remember with the birds and the bees. You know, they went from birds to the bees to what? I guess it must not have to talk about the birds and the bees.
Yeah, they went to frog legs.
All I gotta say is this: to make it easy and simple, if anybody is spiritually bonded or confused of what they are, all you gotta do is look in your birth certificate. It's gonna let you know there. It's gonna have your little baby feet. It's gonna have your name in there, and it's gonna tell you what gender you are. That's what you really are. All these other things that you want to be is because that's the life you choose to be living in. So don't hate us because of the choice that you're making to live. Your business is your business, so just keep it to yourself. We don't want to hear you cry about people see us this way. No, because you want to stand out like a sore thumb. That's your choice.
You wild, Summerside.
Whatever.
He said, Summerside says, from the birds and the bees to the chickens on their knees. Oh, man.
Oh, to the chickens and their knees. Damn. What do you think they created the song "Super Freaks"?
Well, according to Rick James, Super Freaks was talking about women in the club that were out there ready to go home with you.
Well, there's a whole different meaning for super freaks now.
Yeah, no, you don't want that kind of freak, man. You wind up playing the crying game. You be like that Indian from that old commercial with just one tear coming out of your eye.
Or the song Lola.
Yeah, the song Lola.
Wasn't there actors that came out in the movie acting gay? What was it? Or no, they were cross dressers. Wesley
Oh,
Snipes.
yeah, John Leguizamo and that dude
Yeah.
from Dirty Dancing.
What
It
were
was
they
called
spreading the
Two.
message? What were they spreading then? Think about it. They're part of Hollywood, right? She's super freaky.
She's a very kinky girl. The kind you don't take home to
They're gonna
mother.
boycott that song, and they're gonna want them to add trans fights, super freaky, or something of that nature. Because Rick James was being prejudiced towards them. They want to be added to the super freak song.
Again, we went off topic.
Yeah, that's what happens here in spiritually cryptid encounters. And I'm sorry, we sometimes we get off topic because we're looking at the comments. Hollywood, yes, there's a lot of things that happen in Hollywood. Get it? Hollywood, just by
Holly
that
has
name,
Holly has wood.
Hollywood.
Yeah, Holly
That's
has wood.
that's telling you about Hollywood right there. Hollywood, 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 sell or sold. That's what they do in Hollywood. Brokeback Mountain Resort. You never know what's under the dress. A broke mountain U Hawk Tua.
Haktua, really?
I've been told shamans have rituals. Then they have to sacrifice, consume their most treasured loved one to become a skinwalker. Wendigo is a person that has a starved and consumed another. It's the Wendigos. They it's for what you're talking about is cannibalism. It's any person. Well, I never heard about the shamans having to sacrifice or consume the most treasured loved one. That's something new to me.
I've heard about something like that, man.
Yeah.
That's how they gain the power to shapeshift and everything.
Oh, I didn't hear. I see you. Skinwalkers, not shamans, do that. But I know there's other rituals. I was talking the ritual where they did the blood sacrifice that the one comes out, which is like a demigod or deity or demigod. I think they said it was a demigod, and they're still on land. It's kind of like the bloodshed opens up a portal. They come out and they're amongst the living. So they normally are in the locations of where they get conjured up through the blood sacrifice. Um, Man, I was gonna say something about that. The skinwalkers and shamans do that. Somebody's saying that shamans are in Africa and Tibet. No, there's native shamans, not just in Africa and Tibet. I think they're called something else in Africa. They have a different name. I know it's like a Papa Chango, if I'm correct.
Papa Shango, yeah.
I don't want to meet a dogman, Bigfoot, Wendigo, or any of that stuff. But if I did, my faith in Jesus Christ could see me through the encounter. I won't shy away. Oh, yes, brother. I've encountered them, man.
Me too.
I've had encountered them, and I just stay strong and fight them spiritually.
Do not have fear.
Yeah, you can't have fear. Somebody said they met a female shaman. Have you ever heard of a female shaman?
Not me. Not me. I've never heard of one. Not a female shaman.
The other
That would.
circle, the other circle that the natives would do was a circle of when they were from a circle of rocks. It was a circle of rocks, a rock formation that would place around where somebody was either dying or somebody was sick. They would place a circle, and the only one that could enter the circle in their garments of how they were dressed was a shaman. So they were going there either to heal a person or, uh, and the garments they were wearing is the faces of animals, right? Of whatever they were wearing, or if they were helping a person cross over when they were going to die. That's the only other times that I know of that they created a circle of rocks. That's what they would use the rocks. You think about the rocks formation. When you think about the rocks that are within the circle, then the circle is supposed to be sacred to help people out, right? In the native culture, why do Bigfoots throw rocks? Oh man,
Because they
why
can't
do
afford a slingshot.
why do Bigfoots throw rocks? Why is the reason that they have to throw rocks if they're so freaking huge that they say they are? Why do they throw rocks? Ah, think about it. I just gave you a clue.
Yes, Rich Runner. My baby mama is a Wiccan. She comes from a long line of Wiccans.
Because they throw the rocks at you because they don't want. I guess they know that somewhere within me I have something protecting me around me, but the circle is because they're throwing rocks at you because they're trying to scare you. First of all, first of all, they're trying to scare you. What throws rocks? Uh, Other things that throw rocks in other cultures would be the people that are in the Muslim community. They used to throw rocks at people that had committed a crime. There were what is the proper word for that? Stone people to
A
death.
stoning. A stoning.
There were stone people to death back in the day, right?
Right.
People that did something wrong, so they would stone them to death. This supposedly Bigfoots are throwing rocks, or what are the people that were stoning the people to death had a demon in them? So it was just stoning them to death to collect their soul. So in other words, what I'm saying is when rocks are being thrown to you and you think it's a Bigfoot, but you're not seeing a Bigfoot throwing, but rocks are flying at you, is because something doesn't want you alive. It wants to take you out. So that's how they used to throw, kill people through stoning back in the day.
Re- Restroom break, cousin. Sorry.
All right, that's right. Uh, yes, that, and they understand about why the shamans used to create the circle of rocks to protect the people. They protected the people that were sick or the people that were dying. So this protecting the souls basically of the people that were going to cross over. This so that will build the circle formation so they wouldn't cross over and try to come for the soul of the person that was dying. So the shaman will go into his gear to fight spiritually against what's around the circle of rocks. Yeah, the circle was a form of protection in the headscarf. Well, in that country, they're called something else. They're called the degen. That's what they're called. I'm just letting you know why they were throw rocks. You know, it would be because they didn't like the shaman protecting the souls to help them cross over to where they have to cross over. That means that the demons, which were the Bigfoots, demons were pretending to be Bigfoots, is to cause an eruption in the prayer or in the ceremony that was there. But if also they throw rocks at you because they might know what's the matter with you if you're sick or something like that. But that's what they do. They throw rocks and they throw wood at people. I've seen it where a neighbor of mine in Elms Grove called me because she said that her dog was outside and he ran inside the house like something scared it. She went inside the house with the dog, and that there was a she heard a loud thump outside her home by her bedroom window. So when I went to, she called me so I can go investigate. So I took my flashlight. They found a big chunk of wood that went through her mobile home, like through a wall. It was stuck in a wall. Something chunked a piece of log and chucked it her bedroom, uh, into her bedroom. I went out there and I got by the woods and I said, "Is anything here? Anything out here?" Nobody, nothing responded or anything, but I could feel the presence of something within that wall line that night. Honey Bitch, I've been around a hairy man. They leave you alone if you leave them alone. Apparently, I'm lucky to be here. I'm all in learning. Well, that's good. They didn't bother him, or he didn't bother them.
Smurfy.
In New Mexico, a Bigfoot was peeking in the window at my ex-wife when I wasn't home. No, they peek through the windows. They're like peeping toms. So can we call Bigfoot a peeping tom instead?
A peeping
Since
foot.
a peeping foot, since they're like peeking through windows, could that be their next name? Can okay? Right now, I take the rights of calling it a peeping foot. You're here to hear first in spiritual encrypted encounters.
A peeping foot.
You know, people call them bogas, so I'm calling it peeping foot because they like to peek through windows. She said she called me all scared. I told her just watch some TV. LOL. It was probably Smurfy peeping through the window.
Throwing rocks at her.
Peeping Smurfy. I know, just playing. A hairy man can look in my ex-wife's window all they want. I've seen her naked.
You wild.
Golly.
You wild, runner.
Is it like they're gonna be picking us? I see a beaver. What is it? Runner, was it a hairy beaver? Or I'm not gonna say. I just leave it alone.
Wow, we're losing viewers, man. We're down to 11.
It happens on Sundays, man. If Bigfoot took her, I wouldn't be worried because he probably had returned her ASAP. Oh shit.
That's bad.
Okay, let's get back to the topic, y'all. Let me have my composure. So I got a question. Uh, when y'all go to the woods and investigate, have you ever find like maybe like a rock formation out there in the woods, or maybe a location where there seems to be a circle around, like a shape of a circle, or not within, but on the. If you stand in a certain spot, you could see what seems to be a circle around you.
Around the
Have y'all
perimeter.
witnessed that? Like a perimeter. Have y'all ever witnessed something like that?
I personally never have, no. But I'm very mindful of my surroundings because I don't like to get caught by surprise.
I have a picture of something. I don't know if it was something that landed on the ground, but I have something that looks like a brim. Like a hat would look, but it's a big circle. I have a picture of something like that. That it looks like something's there on the ground, but you can't see it because it might be like invisible.
Kind of like
Y-
a flying saucer or something.
Yeah,
Wow.
I got a picture of that, and I never put it. I've never put it on because I was trying to figure out what the hell is this.
I haven't seen a flying saucer since 1978 here in Fort Worth, man. It was in the sky and it was changing colors, green, red, white, blue, and it was diamond shaped, man. I remember I was like 10 years old, 10 years old when I saw that.
Yeah, when I was looking at the pictures, like, is this a trick of light? And I'm looking at it because I got a screenshot of the live, and you can see like it's low to the ground, like it's in between where you could see something. You could see something that seems like that's circular and it's pretty big because it's covering a lot of the ground, a lot of the area on the ground, but you just can't see anything else, but you can see something there. I'll try to work on that picture so I can show it to you all what I'm talking about. But in that picture, also, there's something there right beside me towards the ground, which looks like a lycanthrope. and it's looking right at me, man.
Oh wow.
I Yeah, you know when people say the theory of the is there UFOs and when there's a UFO, there's always a Bigfoot. Well, what if it's like and but you got to remember one thing: Lucifer. He they call him the angel of light, so he can make things like look like that. So yeah, that's why we have to be careful of what we're giving power to or believing in. See, San Luis Valley. I grew up in Colorado. Yeah, we grew up in the Rio Grande Valley, but in Texas. Hey, but I have a new coworker, and he said was in Phoenix when the Phoenix lights up happened. He was 15 and outside when the V craft flew low overhead. We saw them a lot. We look in the mountain range, Cheyenne Mountain. I grew up during the beginning of the cattle mutilation. Sheepy, the horse, was actually the first animal that happened too.
Oh wow.
Yeah, what year was this, Bunny Hunting Bear? Because we witnessed that kind of activity in the Rio Grande Valley in like in 1970, 75, 76, when this giant bird was appearing. They said that it was a phoenix
El
or
pájaro.
a thunderbird, and there was UFO activity also where chupacabra activity where goats were being found without blood, or animals, dogs, cats without blood, and there was finding cattle on top of the electrical poles, cattle up there on top, laying on top of the big cattle on top of
Oh,
electrical poles.
in '79, I was 11 years old, Bounty Bear.
How old were you, cuz?
11
11.
in '79.
I think I was it 9 or 10?
I think I'm a year older than you.
I was 10 years old.
Excuse me.
Yeah, it
Yeah,
was.
I remember that thing about that pájaro, man, because we were living in Matamoros
Mm-hmm.
and they were telling the parents in Mexico, man, to keep an eye on their children and keep them indoors because there was a pájaro going around taking children and attacking cattle and all that stuff, man. I remember it used to come out on the radio.
I got the mark on my face. But I showed it last time where I got scratched. When I got scratched, I was 7. You see, in 70, I was born in 69, 76. I would be what, 6 or 7?
So I think six, because I'm from '68, and in '75 I
I was
was
7. I was 7 when I got scratched in the face. 7 or 6.
six, man, because I was 7 and at that age.
Let me show y'all. This is a mark that I got where my mom never took me to the doctor to get stitches. So since I
Oh, I
was so
see it
young,
right there. I see
since
it
I
right
was
there.
I was so young, it healed. Let me
All
bring up
right,
the light
Jacqueline.
so I can see it better. You can see it right there. Look,
Yeah, I see it.
watch. I got it right here. It goes up here. It goes up to my eyebrow. No, I'm not Wolverine, but that's a mark that I got from. Let me change the lighting on this so y'all can see better. In the mornings when I wake up, you can really see it, man. Like it's pretty noticeable. It goes to my eyebrow. I just don't know. It was the same time of the big bird. I just don't know if it was a big bird or a lechuza that scratched me in the face. But it was the same time.
Man, I'm jealous. You got claw marks. All I got is this, where they busted my head open with a baseball bat.
And I got another score here when I wasn't listening to my mother, and my shoelace got caught on the bike, and I cut my eye open. I had to get and this one, you could tell it's stitched up. Back in the day, what people understand, that was no kind of medicine that they would put shots to numb the pain. They just you feel the needle going through your eyelid. You feel the pain of the needle.
Man,
So
back
all
then
these new baby boomers are lucky.
you had to like basically walk everything off because they wouldn't take it to the doctor.
Yeah. So yeah, we had to stay inside by 6 p.m. I have a scar on my shoulder where something grabbed me and tried to carry me off when I was. It's probably what it was.
The pájaro.
Some said they got the Harry Potter scar from when I was 3 and bashed my head on the coffee table. Yep, they just sew you up.
Yep, yep.
They sew you up and give you a baby aspirin.
My dad sewed my finger up when I cut it with a knife. It was hanging and he sewed it back up.
Which finger was that, cousin?
This one right here, cousin. You can see the scar. See? All right. I was I was trying to separate two hamburger patties, man. We were making a cookout and the damn knife just cut my finger off.
So man, we really got carried away without the. We were talking. We talk about everything here, spiritual and cryptid encounters, but the main topic was about Shapeshifter and Skinwalkers. For whoever's here new tuning in, check out the short reel that I created before I started this live. You're gonna see what seems to be a Skinwalker, where you can see the face looking at me, but on top of it, you're gonna be able to see like a beastly manifestation of, I guess, whatever it was gonna manifest into. Uh, check out the show reel. I placed it with different filters, and it was only like inches away from me. I would say, how far do you think that was from me, cousin? As close
I'm
as the
gonna.
picture was.
To me, it would have been like maybe 10 inches away from me. Is what I noticed
Yeah,
on
it,
the
it was
video.
it was very close, and I could sense something beside me, so I moved the camera, and I was able to. When I looked at the live that I had created, I found that in the live, and I took a screenshot, and I created a short reel. The short reel they created, you can see the face of the skinwalker, and it's wearing like an animal hide, or maybe it was going into transformation, right? Or should I say, shape shifting into that animal.
No mercy. No mercy.
He says, I don't think a skinwalker has power, but the person is possessed by a demon, and the demon has takes control. Uh, Not that they're possessed with the demon. They made deals with the demons that even when they were practicing the witchcraft for necromancy, where they were taught when they died, they became shapeshifter skinwalkers because of the deal that they made with the demons. But there is some that, if you look up at Wendigoism or Wendigo, they have a picture of a person with their eyes roll back white, which is like a
Mhm.
form of possession. You got those kind of people, which is the spirits that are possessing them. It could be the spirits of the Legion, the spirits of the DDN, the spirits of all the things that we named that could be possessing this individual. But then you got the Wendigo, in which that's a one that has cannibalized people and they turn into Wendigos. which is a beastly form,
A
kind of
possession.
of a possession, a Wendigo, because they're eating blood. So I guess you could say they changed form into something else, something beastly, because they went against God and they were eating flesh. Bunny said, "Yes, I saw that. Just went and seen it. We'll comment on the show reel after the live. Crazy catch. Yes, Sister Jacqueline. I've had that catch with me for a very long time. I just decided to create a show reel on it and place it on here.
Yeah, man. Here in the future, I'm planning on going to visit you, man, so we can go out in the woods together, have some fun, like the old times.
Yeah, they're out there, man. I just think I haven't been going out like I normally would do.
Oh,
I
every
got
time you go out, you get attacked, man.
yeah, that's what it is, man. They try to attack me, and they come in numbers. You see, it's not just the skinwalkers, shapeshifters coming at me. I got the Wendigos coming at me. I got the DDN coming after me. I got the uh, shapeshifter, skinwalker, Wendigo, DDN, Legion, dark shadow figures. You name it. I guess I got a spiritual hit on me, so they all come at me at once. So it's yeah, it's overwhelming
So
when they come at you.
how far away are you, man? About 2 hours, three from Fort Worth?
I'm not sure, cuz how far that is. Uh, like almost 3 hours, 2.5 hours, 3 hours. I'm thinking.
Yeah. If I head that way,
So
man, I'll let you know. I don't want to just
yeah,
show
yeah.
up by
So I'm
surprise.
I'm not I'm just I'm not just facing one thing. I'm facing a lot of things. If you're there, you're gonna hear them, man. You're gonna hear them making all this freaking noises, snout sounds. No, which there could be deer out there, but when they're making so many snout sounds and they're like let contact each other through the snout sound, they're all around you. That's what the natives used to do, which I believe when they make the snout sounds, those are the shapeshifter skinwalkers. They said they were hunt for the prey. They will make animal noises so the animal, that they're hunting wouldn't get scared. So they're making bird noises or any kind of animal noise. So whatever they're hunting doesn't know that they're being hunted. So that's so they will make the animal sounds of birds, deer, or turkeys, or whatever sounds they perfected. That's how they will infiltrate. They would do the same thing when they were they were fighting the cowboys and Indians. Infiltrate that way. They would pretend to be like a turkey or something, and they're like, "Oh, there's a turkey nearby," but it's really the enemy. You know. So they did the
Yeah,
same thing.
I
If
like
that makes
going.
sense to y'all.
I like going on adventures, man. That would be a heck of an adventure. I think the last time I went on an adventure, I went with my baby mama. We went to Las Minas del Sal del Rey right there in the valley.
Yeah, the
We were at
the one
the
by
Salt Mount, the
San
nature
Manuel.
preserve. Yeah,
Yeah.
we went out there, man, and we had to leave the car behind and walk in the woods.
Well, that's the area where I had my encounter on the other side of that Sal del Rey, on the dirt road.
Uh huh.
Where there's a resting area, there's a dirt road that goes to the left. That's where I encountered the thing that I believe is what did this to me, the demon,
Yeah.
because I believe it was that's what cut me in the face. That or a lechusa, one of the two, a witch. I remember going to school with a towel wrapped around my head, dude, and I was
Wow.
still bleeding. They put the sangre de chango on me and stuff, but I was still bleeding from my head, you know. And the all the teacher were like, "What happened to you? What happened to you?" And my mom was told me to tell them that a cat scratched me in the face, and they said like, "That's no cat scratch." The teachers didn't believe that there was a cat scratch. That was the same time frame that the pájaro was. The pájaro attacked me first before it attacked anybody else. I just was told not to tell anybody about it. Then, like the following day, is when the guy got attacked. I just, how my mom was, strict as hell. You're not allowed to say what happened or what we seen, because if you did,
Highly.
if you will find out, that's an ass whooping. So if I cut my hair here, you're gonna be able to see this scar's going up a little bit higher, and it went all the way to my eyebrow. When it hit me, I was 7 years old, so I was small. He tried to take me out the window. He ripped the window out, the screen window. But when it hit me, I flew back. It kind of like knocked me out, bro.
You see what Bounty Bear says? She said that she went to print out the pic of the short, and it was a huge green wolf head. That's crazy.
Tell Bonnie if she sees the face of the skinwalker underneath it. He's looking
Do
at
you
me
see?
sideways.
Do you see the face of it, Bounty Bear?
Underneath the head, there's a face of the skinwalker. And he's showing his teeth. He's looking at me because the head of the thing is above his head. Appreciated y'all for the thumbs up. Yeah, this sometimes, man, it fucking hurts so bad. When I wake up, I feel pain right here. It's kind of like it brings me back to the time when it happened. I'm getting older, I guess, and my scars are showing up, and it hurts, man. Sometimes it hurts real bad, like up this ways, where I got scratched. Yeah,
I remembered the valley today, cousin. I had a Piccadilly, man.
Piccadilly.
Yeah. You remember what those are? It's a raspa that has
Oh yeah, yeah. The
cherry
pickle.
Kool-Aid and pickles.
Oh yeah. Somebody said it's hard to believe it's cat scratch unless it's a mountain lion. No, it was a the scratch of a the demon because the claws he had. You know what? If the screen window wouldn't be in the way,
He
because
would have got you.
the screen window had cuts on it where it ripped it. If it wouldn't be for the screen window, this scar that I have would be a lot worse. You saved me. The, the screen windows back then were the telas were strong
They were thick.
compared to, they were thick compared to the way they are now. So because they were made out of wire, so it kind of protected me, man. Or else my face would have probably been pretty bad condition. You'll be calling me Scarface or Wolverine, one of the two.
Ed posted a short reel before he came on live. That's what she's talking about, Sean.
Yes, brother, son. If you go look in the show reels. There's a show reel where it's a shapeshifter skinwalker. You can see the face where it's looking at me. But above it, you can see. I guess I don't know if it was trying to transform into the being on top, or it was wearing the hide, or it's I caught it in between manifestation or something. I knew it was transforming or untransforming, one of the two, but I caught both of them. The face of the skinwalker looking at me, and the creature-like being that's on top of it.
You don't think that could be the magic cloak that makes it invisible?
What is that?
The wolf skin that it had, you think
Hmm.
it magical and makes it invisible?
Well, I'm thinking it was like a manifestation. Yes, brother, it's here. Go here to Spiritual Encrypted Encounters and go look under the short reel that I created today. The most current one. You're going to see it. You're going to see me. I think I might have been wearing this shirt, no? Well, I don't know if it was a shirt. I
It
was
was
wearing a
something
black
like that.
shirt. A
Yeah.
black shirt. And you're going to see it right beside me. It's like inches away from me. Yeah, it's like my wife. She was like, "Why you go out there? You know, I think you should just not. You got enough evidence already." Yeah, yeah. I have a lot of evidence, but there's always those
Naysayers,
naysayers or haters. So I gotta
corn on
get
the
my,
cobs.
I gotta get my evidence to be legit, 100% legit, spiritual legit, so people can see. Well, there's a lot of things there
Hmm. Why do they follow you so much, cousin? That's another thing I want to know. Why do they follow you so much?
because of the battle I had when I was 3 years old.
Mm.
Well, I think it was already before that. I was marked even before that, where I remember where my mom said she would go to the restroom. By the time she would come, she couldn't find me. She'd be looking everywhere for me, and they'll find me like underneath the bed, underneath the mat, in between the mattresses and stuff like that, where somebody was trying to take me out.
Hi,
Uh,
Sister Delena. How you doing?
yeah, with the curandera, they send things my way because I was with that medicine woman that she sent the thing back to the main witch, curandera, main bruja, and she died. So all the other witches came, so they had a hit on me.
Wow, spiritual hit.
So spiritual hit. So they conjured all kinds of shit to come after me. My Lola knew. She seen him. She lit up her living room. I was like 5 years old, and she lit up the living room. This is after I came back from Mexico with sage, and she's spraying. Next thing you know, sh- she sees them, and they're right beside me. They're real big in lycanthrope form through the smoke, and they're opening their jaws and closing them like chomp chomp, And she says to leave me alone, and she runs them off out of the home, and you can see their forms walking out through the front door. There was two
Wow.
of them standing behind me. The same things that I catch now, I've always seen all throughout my life. But I think it's because I'm attending Love Foundation, and because they're like I said, spiritual hit. Because a spiritual hit can last a long time, but when you find Jesus, then that's how you deflect any kind of spiritual hits or through witchcraft or necromancy is through Jesus Christ.
Yes, sir. I believe that. I really wish I could remember that year that I spent with that blind brujo,
Hmm.
but for some reason I have no memory of. I remember him picking me up and I remember him dropping me off, but I don't remember what happened during the year that I lived with him. It's a big blank.
Like I said, I've been targeted all my life. Where not just me, my brother have been targeted first. When he was a kid, he got targeted. That's why we had to go to the curandera to get healed because he had gotten a fever, the yellow fever thing or something like that. At the time, there was some fever going on, and I was already 3. He was 5. I think he's 2 years older than me. He's from '67, and he was seeing snakes and spiders. That's why we went to Mexico to the medicine woman because the doctor in the U.S. couldn't find a cure for him. They say he was gonna die because he had too many high fevers. So the woman cured him, and she found out who did that to him. It was a dark witch. They said it was a very strong dark witch that did that to my brother through witchcraft and necromancy. So the medicine woman was a great medicine woman, stronger than the dark witch. So she sent it back to the dark witch, and it went back to her 17th fold. That dark witch died. So all the other dark witches that were under her, they came after her, which was a lot of them. And we fought spiritually one night against them. I was only 3 years old, and I remember when they came. When we say there's harpies and lechuzas, they exist because they were there. I seen them on top of the trees, making the noise with their talons. Underneath them, you could see the witches with their robes standing right underneath, and they were trying to convince the medicine woman that was looking out for me. They're trying to convince her was this give them up and we'll leave you alone. You give them up to us and we'll leave you alone. And you know what they wanted to do to me? Me, 3 years old,
They wanted to feast.
they wanted to take me out. They wanted to kill me. Uh, but the medicine woman said, no, you cannot have them. Uh, and she said, I'm protecting them. And then I went out there right beside her. I was a little kid, and I looked at him, and I said, "Not afraid you." I couldn't talk that well. I said, "Not afraid." I said, "Not afraid you," or something like that. And you could hear him, and they, but you started laughing. But I stood there right beside her as she was praying. I was standing there with no fear, right beside them. The medicine woman by her door. They were chanting something. She was praying, saying something, and I could feel the angels around me. Just thank God that there was a higher. I thank God, He's the one that was looking over us that day because we're outnumbered. Uh, a lot of them. There was like 12 of them, six lechusas and six dark witches, and it was just two of us, and of course Jesus Christ, the heavenly angels that were protecting us. She put her life on the line for me. When I came back to the States, well, guess what? They showed up at our house. And my mom was protecting me then. She didn't know it was going to be that bad for healing my brother, that they had it out for the whole family. They started coming after everybody. Uh, the same way they appeared over there, they appeared in their house like that too. But they would always stay outside. They would try to come inside. You could hear the doorknobs moving. You could hear running on the roof, pounding underneath the house, banging on the walls, scratches on the windows. You could hear the the talents or like whisperings, and then you hear them laughing. All of a sudden, we'll be like, "I think they're gone, mom." Then you hear, "Ah!" They'll laugh because and then next thing you know, activity starts picking up. Uh, the things that were happening was like flying dishes, flying in the kitchen by themselves. You could hear kids laughing around the house, and running inside the house, like they're inside this. Whatever they were summoning was coming inside the house, running inside the house, and we just kept on praying. Till one day I said I had enough. I'm going to fight them. I was like 10 years old. I went out there and I seen them on the trees. I seen them the same way I seen them when I was in Mexico. You know, and I told them to leave. They wouldn't want to leave, and I was hitting them with rocks like a caliche. I was a pitcher, so I had a good aim. I was hitting the one that was to the edge hard. Boom! And you could hear it like thump, but like a hollow where it was a hard hit, and they wouldn't fly. They were that big. Till my grandmother came and she looked at me. You're not afraid of them? I said, no, I'm not afraid of them. I said, I want them to leave. Then she goes and says something to them. Next thing you know, they all take off. I'm just beginning to think that maybe my grandmother had to do something with that, or I don't know, because the name of the person that they said that did wrong to my brother, her name was Maria. My grandfather's name was Maria. Then she had another. She had her. My grandfather's brother was married to a Maria. I don't know. There's a lot of Maria, so all I know it was a dark witch named Maria. That's why my brother had gotten sick the way he did.
Wow.
If she's alive, or if she has next of kin that still practices the dark arts, I don't know.
Wow.
Bounty, bounty hunting bears. It's got a channel. I'll try to sub after this also, Bunny Hunter. I mean Bounty Bear. Call it Bounty Hunter. A bounty hunter.
I just call her Bounty Bear.
So yes, I've been able to see shadow figures, people possessed that have demons in them. Ever since I spent that time with the medicine woman, when I came back to the States, I was never the same. I was kind of like that movie where the little boy says, I see dead people. Well, I see more than dead people.
I used to say the same thing.
I see a lot more than that. It's not just dead people. I see demons, anything you can think of. I see it.
That's funny, man. How ever since we were kids, the time that I told you that I saw my brother in the kitchen and he wanted to go play downstairs, and I let him go in the down the stairs first. I turned around and went to where we were sleeping, and he was sleeping. I mean, what kind? What that makes me believe that they've been after me since I was a child.
Yeah. Well, the forces of evil, they like to plant negative seeds when you're a child. That goes to anybody. So they plant negative seeds there. As we get older, we get closer, we're trying to awaken. We see what those negative seeds that were being trying to plant by them. They planted there intentionally. Why? To make us go the opposite way of what a real path is that we're supposed to be going to. Once we figure that out, it's I know where I got to be at is this path. Then we remember all the things that came up against us where this negative seeds, negative plants happen, how they were trying to stay in place to keep us bonded, to make us think it's okay to be the way you are, or things of that nature. Which that's where you cut those negative ties, negative curses, to pluck those negative seeds or negative ties away from our next generation, to stay away from the next kin.
Well, you know how we were, man. I'm pretty sure when we were coming up as teenagers, my brother and I, we were probably bonded because all we wanted to do was fight.
Yeah, I remember, cousin, but it's not your fault. It's just what was being taught to you. You know
Yeah.
what your father was messing with or was around was rubbing off on you. So it's
My
not your fault.
my father taught me three things, man: auto mechanics, how to fight, and the religion that he was in.
Yeah, but then as you go through life, then you find out where you got it the right direction or the wrong direction. Maybe that's all he knew because of what was taught to him from from his parents.
You
That's where he
know,
learned it.
I asked around, man. We come from a long line of uh,
Paleros.
no, no, no. My great grandfather, man, he was a moonshiner.
And moonshiner.
Yeah,
Bootlegger.
my grandfather's father was a moonshiner, man. So we've been around stuff like that since
When you talking
generations,
about
man.
moonshine, you talking about liquor?
Yeah, that's one of the reasons my grandfather moved to Mexico. Because my grandfather, he was from Waco, man.
Uh, Funny said my grandma made and ran hooch.
Moonshine. Ah, Rich Renner's got some in his family too.
Moonshiners. Yeah. I don't know about moonshine. All I know, well, I did see some kind of weird jugs, but I think that might have been jugs of pesticide
My
because
dad used to.
my dad used to work for Purina Chow, and he had to spray the trees that had worms and stuff like that, or go to yards where there was ticks because they were calling.
My dad would make alcohol with pineapples and sugar.
Oh man,
He'd cut up the pineapple, put it in a pot, put some sugar in it, and then he'd put it out in the sun for about a week or so till it
fermentate.
fermented. Yep,
Yeah.
that was some strong stuff, man. I
You
used
drink
to.
some?
Oh yeah, I would make sure to drink some every time he made some. I wait for him to fall asleep and sneak out there with a ladle. You know me, cuz I've been drinking since I was young. As a matter of fact, I hardly don't drink anymore. Now that I'm old enough to do it, I don't do it. I got burnt out in my teenage years.
So now let's talk about the shapeshifter skinwalkers of all the things that we talk about. What is abilities that they have? What can they manifest to?
Well, I think that some skinwalkers have the ability to transform into just about any animal they see.
Okay. What if the skinwalker killed a person and they
Yeah.
have the flesh of a person? Would they be able to manifest into a human form?
Well, some of the videos that I've seen on skinwalkers, they can try to take the form of a human, but it would be imperfect.
Kind of like the picture I got, right?
Yeah, it would be imperfect. Either the arms are too long, or the neck is long, or there's they can't get it right. There's always some imperfection. So yeah, as far as the we were talking about skinwalkers and shapeshifters. The shapeshifters, man, I believe that they could probably do a perfect imitation of a human, but I don't think they could last long doing it because they run out of energy.
So we're talking about abilities is they can manifest to look like things, which is animals, even human.
Humans, yeah,
They can mimic voices,
voices,
animal sounds, human sounds, can even speak different dialects because they've been here for a long time.
a long time.
So they can talk the native language. They can talk English, Spanish, or whatever. Right? They can talk all these different languages. Uh, what I noticed, they can even make sound effects like it's raining, like it's raining. They can make sound effects of like somebody's walking. They're good at that. Other things they like to do, brothers and sisters, for those who like to go camping and like going down trail walks, they can mimic voices to lure you away from the path that you're on, to make you think that the voice that you're hearing could be a loved one that's calling you to go into the woods. They can call you by your name because they're in spirit, so they know your name. So if you hear your
Uh,
name being called,
I'll be right back, man. I gotta go get my charger.
all right, yes, I'm just letting you know because of what I've captured when I've been out there at nighttime. Because I capture a lot of things during the day. Nighttime. you're able to see them because you're going to be seeing shadow figure forms. The shadow figure forms that they take at nighttime. Uh, Sometimes you see them looking, wearing this druid like thing. Uh, which druid like thing that they're wearing. Yes, I like to speak in Latin. They speak all languages. They're going to speak to you so you could understand what they're telling you. They'll speak any language. If you're Latin, they're going to say, like, for what one of the DDN told me one day was, call me marranito, which means little pig. I've heard him talking Latin. Heard him talking different languages. Yes. Yeah, I'll be right back, cousin.
All right. Hmm. I'm right here. You don't see me, Bonnie? Sometimes. Hello. Can y'all see me? I am located in Texas, Bonnie. Sometimes. Right. Right. Summerside. I'm in Texas, just like the hat says. I live in Fort Worth.
Uh,
Me and my cousin are both Texas guys. I live in Fort Worth. He lives in Temple. That's right, Summerside. You're very welcome.
you know why? The dream catchers that I have back there. People always tell me, "Oh, those are evil. Those are evil." Well, guess what? The dream catchers, they're really trapped spirits. Evil spirits are trying to come and attack you. Also, skinwalkers or just the Wendigos were afraid of dream catchers because they're literally spirits, right? So they don't go around where there's a dream catcher and they try to stay away. So for natives, that's a form of protection,
It's
kind of
okay, Bonnie. Sometimes.
the eye, the evil eye, the Hispanic. That's like a form of protection when you fight spiritually against evil forces. El ojo.
Ain't that the cure for that? Get rubbed by with an egg?
Yeah. Hmm.
Well, you're native, ain't you, Bonnie Bear?
Yeah. They capture spirits. There's people that jump here sometimes, the trolls or people that might believe in something else. They're saying that they're evil. They're not evil. Uh, we've done the curandera, the medicine woman. She cured through herbs and all kinds of stuff. Yes, to catch spirits. I got one in front of my home this guy chimes. So if the spirit tries to come or make contact, yeah, the chimes will ring. You know, it's got a picture of a. I got it in the front yard. It's got a picture of a wolf in the center. It's pretty big. I got it in my front yard. I mean, hanging on my porch. And of course, the ones that I got back there on the wall, those are pretty big. Yes, for those say that the dream catchers are evil. No, they're there to protect. The natives use that for protection all the time. Some of them hang them in the rooms, so no nothing can interfere in the sleeps. When you hear about succubus, incubus, they use dream catchers to protect themselves from that. The spirit, what's the name?
Rich Runner.
Said his spirit animal is a raven, but they love wolves. Amanda Berger, I have a dream catcher above my bed. I have uh my other one to Buddy I know at PT. Ravens are very intelligent.
Well, they say that ravens are the ones that take the souls to where they need to go.
Yeah.
Here we go. We. That's a nice dream catcher you got there, cousin.
Yep. I got this little one right there.
Oh, that was nice too.
You seen the one I have the oval on it, the eye up on top.
No, I don't think so. Oh, that one. Yeah, that was really, really nice, man.
The eye is separate, but I put it by the eye because it kind of color matches with it.
Yep, yep, it sure does.
I don't want to show it. I have another little one in my room.
Yeah, you don't want to go in there right now.
No, I'm
You
just
get
staying
pop.
here.
You get pop out.
Yeah, there we go.
Wow, cousin, it's already 3 in the morning.
Yes, 3 in the morning.
We had a good. We're
Finished.
having. I'm enjoying myself thoroughly.
Yeah, when people, that's another thing. Even though I carry the black tourmaline and my selenite with me for protection, even black obsidian. See,
Yeah,
this got
that
a
black
picture.
acidity looks righteous, man.
You see this wolf thing here?
Oh, that's nice, man.
Oh, there's a wolf here too.
No
I
wonder the
bought it
wolf
from.
one.
It's a show close up of it. See it?
That's nice, man. No wonder the wolf's following you around.
No, I just bought it just for show. No, this is for show. I bought it from a friend of mine that sells minerals. I think I might have an extra one because I have some extra ones. I'm not sure. So I got that one for show. I have a big ring also that's got like a red stone in it. I got like three of them. You know, I'll bless you with one if you want to, if it fits you.
Yeah, that's fine. I don't know what size I wear though.
Yeah,
The
it's
only
got like
ring I
a
got, the only ring I got is the one around the tub, bro.
talking about the what
The
ring.
only ring I got is the one around the tub.
Oh shoot! Dang! Oh, I thought you were gonna say ring around the collar.
No, I don't have a neck. Hey, can I tell you a crazy dream that I had, man? That I don't know if you know anything about dreams,
Yeah,
but it was a real crazy dream, man. I don't even know if I should be telling this dream around this time of night, but
go
in
ahead.
my dream, I am fighting with Satan in hell, and we're trading blows, and he realizes that he can't defeat me. So the next thing you know, hell disappears, and I'm just left in a black void. Crazy dream. I don't know what it means, but you know, I
That
think
means that
about it.
to me it means that Jesus Christ is with you, man, and he's got your back, and you're fighting with the love foundation. That's how we're supposed to fight it spiritually. It's through love foundation, not physically, but spiritually.
Yes, sir. But you know that dream. Every time I think about it, it just puzzles me, man, because I don't understand.
Somebody said Ravens were intelligent enough to win the Super Bowl in 2001, 2013. The football team. This is about the Ravens. Sean Boyd. Yeah, that's crazy. That means that you have no fear, Primo.
Nah, I really don't, man. I'm not afraid. How can we be afraid of something that's been chasing us all our childhood, man? It's normal, man. Especially at this hour, man. It's 3 o'clock. It's the
It's gonna pick up right now. It's, between 3 and 4. I'm
it's
talking
the
about
middle of.
people show up. People show up between 3 and 4.
I'm talking
But
about that. It's in the right at the top of the witching hour, man.
that's
When they're
good.
more active.
Yeah, we're at up to 25.
That's awesome.
It went from 20 to 25 right now. As soon as you said that,
You got 15 likes, man.
that's awesome. But
I'm. I'm
yes, when people say minerals are the devil, dreamcatcher are the devil, because it's protection, man. So the people that are saying that, they don't know what they're talking about.
how
It's,
could
pr-
it
it's
be evil if God created the minerals? How could it be evil? Come on,
some
man.
people say, I just have my faith in Jesus. Yeah, you can have your faith, but there's other things. You grab any object and pray over it to be blessed, and it'll be used as a, a vessel of blessing that is blessed, and you can keep it around you for protection because it's blessed by the Heavenly Father. But minerals like this one, black tourmaline, black obsidian, they warn off negative energies. So I keep it charged all the time because this selenite here stores energy from the moon or the sun, but the selenite is actually you're able to make spiritual contact with your guardian angels or heavenly angels. They'll come and assist you spiritually. That's why I keep them with me at all times.
Wow. That's what my pastor tells me, Bonnie.
It's within their bloodline. Uh, I think in everybody's family, I believe there's been things like that where people believe in other things and a lot of spiritual warfare. You know, so I've seen near the borders. I've seen the native Aztecans or Mayans, whatever you want to call the natives with the garments on and their face masks on, but it's not. I know it's not native people because they're so tall. They're like 10 foot, 11 foot tall. I know that they're demonic in nature, uh, and they went to my house when I was growing up. One of them, and you know how my cousin Jesse talks about El Indio. Well, that's how it was. Look in those garments, and he was chanting for hours in the corner. And when he was chanting, you could hear goats, dogs, different sounds of animals coming out of this. What seemed to be a manifestation of a tall native that was not even like a regular human being, which I felt that it was demonic. You know, for it to have that kind of abilities, it had to be demonic. Like right now, I'm getting some interference. Both of my rear ears are ringing right now. So at this time, I would like to type out and rebuke any negative energies that are around, trying to affect me spiritually. We type out and rebuke you in Jesus Christ's name at this time. Yeah, both of my ears are ringing like something is sending a signal. So, but it is this time of the night. It is
The
what is it
witching
called?
hour.
Witching hour or demonic?
Mm-hmm.
Which is a demonic hour?
Yeah. You know they say, Primo, that when your right ear is buzzing, that's the angels or God trying to get hold of you. But when your left ear rings, that's something different, man. That's not of God.
Yeah, my right ear is ringing right now. That's
Yeah.
why I prayed.
Some,
But this one's ringing too. So it's kind of like a fight within the balance, you know. But this I believe is the Heavenly Father is wants me to continue to speak. That's why I'm speaking right now during this time frame because He's always with us. Maybe He's trying to send a message. I'm hearing a ringing still in my right ear.
hmm I get that a lot. A lot.
So in saying that, I know. Are you tired, cuz?
No, I'm
You can
good,
go.
man.
You good right now? All right.
I'm good. There ain't nothing waiting for me but an empty bed.
Golly. Roberta says, "Me too. I work nights. I'm good. Yes, it is. It's a time I never can sleep and I always have energy, and usually weird stuff happens.
Yes, it's the demonic hour right now, from 3 to 6 in the morning. This is when they're really, really active.
Yeah, this is the time, for instance, when I will see the woman dressed in black down our street between 3 to 4 or 5 in the morning. She was walking through the yards and she was all dressed all in black. I believe she was a dark witch. She will have a veil over her face, walking the streets. Yes, 1, 2, 3.
It's exactly 3:17.
Gemstones. Tinnitus. I use headphones to watch the show. Ends up they cause tinnitus.
Thank you, Rich Runner. Amen.
Somebody says they can understand my language, but they can understand something of the speech. Well, I do have, because I was a tanker. So I was a tanker. So some of the ringing that I got is from the booms from the military. I've checked my ears and they said that are good. But yes, spiritually, sometimes, since we're talking about this, those are the areas that the unclean spirits or demons try to attack you spiritually is through your senses, which is tear ducts, nose, ears, my chandelier's going off. I mean, my chimes are going off outside. Remember, I told you I have a dream catcher outside. It's going off. So it made three noises, tling, 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 and it stopped.
Oh, the Trinity.
And then it's 3 in the morning. It made three noises like tling, tling, tling. It tries to attack you through your senses. It tries to block your senses. So it tries to bond you that way. And sometimes they attack through your privates also, which will be the succubus and incubus. That's where they attack. So when you go to a location, you have to be spiritual ready and be prepared for anything. Oh, I see. You said it. Yeah, well, it's a tank. It actually has a turbine engine in it. So it's kind of like working with aircrafts for for 10 years because we have to turn on the tank and shut it off, and that's what runs the engine of the tank. It's a turbine engine of a guess like a jetpack or something like that.
Did I hear you correctly? I think last night you said that your commanding officer took your engine off your tank and gave you a messed up engine.
Yeah,
Wow.
trying to set me up for failure, man, or the crew for failure.
No, I wasn't sure if I heard you correctly,
And then
but
the engine
that.
gave out after the war on the way back to
Oh
go back to
wow,
Kuwait. It gave out. I'm just glad it didn't give out in combat.
that's crazy, man. I can't believe he got away with doing that.
And then the dude's trying to tell us to hurry up and catch up to him when he knows that the engine he gave us is fucked up. Now, what kind of person going to do that? I took care of my engine real good. That's why the engine was good because I kept it oiled up, make sure everything was working good. Kept it to a T because I know how important the engine is. Yeah, he gave us this shitty engine that his crew couldn't take care of. Yeah, that guy had some issues. And I found out through the other guy from here that I met that he never got promoted any higher than lieutenant colonel. That's the farthest it went. He didn't.
Wow.
He never became a general or nothing. And I asked him why, and he just said he just didn't have it in him to be a colonel. So I guess there was a lot of faults on him. But yeah, that dude, they probably know what he did
Yeah. Well, he. How did he get a hold of your engine, man? How could he take it?
because we have to follow orders, man. He ordered my lieutenant to give up his engine to him because he's higher ranked than the colonel than my lieutenant. So we had to give it up. It's his company. So that's what happened. But that's okay. We still kicked ass with the messed up engine. We were the ones that seen the enemy first and shot the first round.
Oh, cool.
So with a messed up engine, so that's okay. He can give us a bad engine, but he ain't gonna take out how good the crew is.
What
My gunner
picture?
was from the Virgin Islands. Corporal. Well, at that time he was a corporal, but Corporal Pont. He got promoted to sergeant. Sergeant Pont. Joseph Pont. He was from the Virgin Islands.
Who has a beautiful picture? 18.
This guy says I was born active.
Yes, fierce ambition.
Some I don't know where this other person is. It says I don't want to say goodbye because that means forever. I was born active. I
Oh, that's
have
the
a.
same guy.
I know.
Uh-oh.
Uh,
I don't understand that writing.
I don't know what he's saying, but yeah, I still survived, still made it. But he said, I remember when I had to eliminate. I know it's going oh, beside what the topic is, but when I eliminated the guy that jumped on my tank, yeah, I had to protect my crew. I had to open up my driver's hatch. I had to eliminate him with my 9 mil weapon that I had on my holster on my chest. You know, so when we're doing after the war, we're doing an ammo count. We had to report how much ammo we wasted, how much main gun we wasted, and our tank was a little bit different because in one of the ammo count there was one 9 mil bullet that was used. So there's like, how did a 9 mil bullet get used? And I was like, well, there's a guy that jumped on the slope. I had to do what I had to do. One shot, one kill, right in between the eyes. They're like, didn't believe me. They're like, nah, you're making that up. You're this and that, and we're gonna give you an Article 15. And say, you don't believe me? Go down the tank trail. Remember when you said, I told the company, remember when you said, why are you slowing down? I slowed down because I took out that guy. Go down the tank trail. You're gonna find a person there in the middle of the tank trail with a bullet right here.
A third eye.
Perfect shot, man. I was an expert with the weapons. Went down there. It was the first sergeant, the company commander, my lieutenant. My lieutenant, he was trying to protect me, and all these other guys from the platoon sergeants. They were like that I was lying. I was lying. So they traveled all the way down that path, and when they came back, they were like, they had the look in their face, like, "Oh shit, he wasn't lying," because they found a body with a bullet right. You say a third eye right in between the eyes. I mean, I shot him close range. I just went. I yelled at him when he looked down. He had an AK-47 in his hand. He looked down. That was it. I hit him. I shot him. And then I stepped on the brakes, and his body fell over. And then I continued to go. I went right over him.
Oh, wow.
But his body. I mean, he landed like right in the center, so the tank just went right over him. Right. But the
The
bullet is the one that took him out.
the trench didn't hit him.
Yeah, no, because he landed right in the center. So they came back to me and they left me alone. But their looks that they had in their face, like they had this look like, damn, this guy really. Because I had all my other rounds, I placed them on there so they can count them. The other rounds that I had on my clip, there was just one bullet that I was missing.
Oh, you had to give a accounts to all the ammunition in the tank.
Yeah,
Oh wow,
you you have a give accountability of the crew and all the ammo you spend in the military, all the ammo you used. You have to keep a track of all that because
wow.
we have ammo people to collect like the what's left of the rounds that you use, but they also include the ammo that we use. So we have to give accountability. It just that I said that I had one bullet I used, and they're like, I don't. They're probably like, why is he saying that he's missing his 9 mil? You know, he's this guy's a driver. So they thought I was lying, but they found out otherwise.
Yep,
You know, I had to protect my crew, man. There was so much smoke that they couldn't see the guy in front of on the front slope. So
that's
I
crazy,
did
man.
what I had to do. If I had to take him out with my hands or my, I would do it. But I had my 9 mil, and they were shooting at me too when I did that. The people that
Oh
were coming
wow,
out of the underground bunkers, they were with the machine guns, and you could see the bullets ricocheting everywhere. Spark, you know, where they would hit the front slope. I did what I did, and I closed the hatch and kept on driving. Luckily, I didn't get hit when they were
does
shooting
it
at me.
does it sound really bad inside the tank when the bullets bounce off of it?
No, I can't even hear the bullets. If the bullets are making, you can hear them. You know, they just deflect off of it. The bullets can't
Wow.
enter the tank. Uh, the main gun rounds probably could, but you have to be in range for them to be effective. Man. The Holy Quran. I hope you listen to it from time to time, my brother. Uh, I believe in. Do you believe in Jesus Christ? I believe in Jesus Christ.
Me as well.
I've seen the things that are out there in your land, man. The Jen is out there running.
Running
What should I
amok.
say? Yeah, running havoc over there. One thing that the people from the Quran have to do is learn about forgiveness. Because I've seen how you handle the people that break your laws while I was out there and in front of everybody. You all still live the old ways. I've seen a lady get stoned. Well, I didn't see it. I heard that she was getting stoned for being unfaithful to a man that had a lot of wives already. So I think they need to learn about forgiveness. There's a lot of flaws in all religions. There's no religion that is perfect in this world. It is raining here in Central Texas.
I wish it
Uh,
would rain over here, man. It's been over 100 degrees over here for days, man.
It'll probably get over there to where you're at because I think the tornado just landed.
The
I mean, the
hurricane.
hurricane,
I wonder
but
who's having hurricane parties.
I don't know.
You know, people in the valley are crazy. We have hurricane parties. I remember I used to bring the
Floaties.
the barbecue pit into my enclosed porch, and while the hurricane was going on, I'd be grilling meat.
Yes, but that was. I'm sorry, guys. I got a little bit off a topic. You know, I did a little military story. So sometimes when you're here, you might hear Sarcias come out. Because Sarcias likes to speak about military stories. But yes, I just wish that my company commander or he admitted to Lieutenant Colonel that he would say the truth of what happened out there. They can verify all the stories for me. At least you could do that. That what I'm speaking is the truth. I don't know where he's at or anything like that.
Well, that was really, excuse my language, that was really shitty thing to do, man.
Yeah, I mean, I guess he didn't want to wind up getting stuck out there with a messed up engine. But he had been having engine problems even before we got deployed. So that engine should have been taken care of a long time ago.
Before they
Not
got
unless
deployed.
not unless the mechanics didn't like him.
Well, he sounds like a douche. They probably didn't like him.
They probably
I'm
didn't
glad.
like him. That's what they did that to him.
I'm glad I never went into the military, man. I probably would have wound up in a stockade somewhere.
Yeah, you probably would have because you would have been you would have been DLF in the military with his sergeant major, first sergeants, and NCOs trying to get in your face.
Somebody
I
was
had
gonna get hurt.
a major trying to fight me one time. He was looking at me. I was working on my tank. I was going to go use the restroom in the mortar pool, and he's looking directly at me, and he says, "There's some people around here that think they're bad. They just need to get their ass kicked." And it's looking at me. And I look like this. There's nobody behind me, and so you talking to me? And they say, "Yeah, I'm talking about you." And I said, "Well, all you got to do is take off your rank, and we'll find out how bad you are." Because I don't back away from a fight. But take off your rank and you leave your rank out of it. You kick my ass, you kick my ass. But if I kick your ass, don't go crying to the colonel that Sergeant C has kicked your ass. What you say? I said, don't go to the colonel crying that Sergeant C has kicked your ass. Because this is a thing we're going to handle like men to men. The dude's like, was pissed off. He never manned up. And then he tried to get me in trouble. But this Sergeant First Class backed me up and defended me. Yeah, I know. It's just there's some people there that they're in God mode, thinking that they're untouchable and that nobody's going to do nothing to them. But that's the way it is everywhere, right? For those people that have jobs, the work, there's certain people within the work that you have to go to work, but you don't want to deal with them because they're a holes or they're rude or something like that.
Se va a la chingada ese güey.
You send them away.
Yeah, man,
Yeah.
he's asking if we can lick the toilet seat.
Oh, it was it the guy from that other country
No, it was somebody else.
or
Name was
somebody else?
Pax
Oh,
Euphemism, something like that.
yeah, I've been through a lot of things. Let's put it this way. I mean, this happened a long time ago. Why not throw it out there? There was just this high ranking guy. He was like I think it was an E7. I was only a private. He was always messing with me. He was racist. He was always saying racist jokes. He would see me. He would call me wetback, and I would say nothing to him, because he was high ranking NCO. Then one day, I just got tired and I said, "Hey, can you please leave me alone? You've been messing with me for about 3 months, being racist towards me." And he started going off on me, and then he started talking bad about those before me, my grandmother, my grandfather, my mother, my father. And that was it, man. I couldn't handle it no more. I never told my chain of command what was going on because this guy didn't even belong to my platoon. I could be out in the economy in Germany and he'll be out there trying to mess with me. So, okay. So I told you I can't take this no more. So, okay, I guess you're going to know who I am. So I started following this guy. God forgive me. I started following this guy everywhere we went to for about, I think it was like 2 weeks to see where we go. We would go to the same locations every week from bar to bar to bar. So by the time we would go to a certain bar, He would go drunk. The first thing he would do is walk in, go straight to the restroom, right? So I was like Wolverine mode, because he had disrespected me as a human being, disrespected all my family, and that was it. So I followed him to the location where this restroom was, and things happened, right? Imme- Immediately, things happened. I think I never seen somebody eat the urinal the way they ate it. Uh, you got a beating of a lifetime. Luckily, it was a beating of a lifetime that lasted about 10 seconds. I walked out of there and left back to the billets. Monday comes along, Sergeant Major said that he wanted to speak to everybody. And he said, "Oh, I don't want anybody going out to the economy because I don't want nothing to happen to this, like what happened to this stupid motherfucker." They call him out. He comes out in crutches. His leg is in a freaking cast because it's broken. His arm is broken. He's got scars on his head, scars on his face, missing teeth. CC is from now on, y'all go out there in groups of four. Look at this stupid mother. He's all beat up. So everybody's leaving the formation and he's standing there. And I go up to the guy and I'm looking straight in his eyes. And I tell him, I hope you catch the motherfucker that did this to you. And walked away.
Hey man, we didn't train to break boards in our dojo, man. We trained to break bones.
After that happened to him, he was telling everybody he changed. He stopped messing with people. And he was telling everybody that he's lucky that he's alive because he felt that he should be dead. He could have basically died. But that's what happened. A true story. I asked God for forgiveness. I mean, I was young then, in the military, and enough was enough. I just had enough. Somebody torments you for so long, sooner or later you're going to give them what they want, right? What they want is, and they, I know, and if you're in here, if you remember who I am, I was a guy reviewing that you was making fun of my race for a while, and enough was enough. I even told you, please stop, and you continued. But I'm more sure that your wounds have healed by now. But yes, it was me. I'm sorry that I can only take so much,
Well,
and I got for forgiveness afterwards.
you were always very patient. I was not patient at all, man. I had to learn patience. That was my father's final lesson to me was patience, because I always went around high strung.
Yeah, I was a patient guy, but I was so patient that enough was enough, and everybody's got to man up sometime in their life. And what's messed up about this, that I never give him the courtesy to be a man to be able to find me looking at my face, because the way he treated me, that I had to give him a taste of his own medicine, because he disrespected me so many times that he didn't deserve for me to fight him as a man. That's when he got hit. He got hit right behind the back. And I treated him like he was treating me like a dog. So I treated him like a dog. He just,
Amen, Rich Runner. Amen.
the mirror runner, you type out and rebuke it in Jesus Christ's name. Don't do the sign of the cross. Something that happened a long time ago. And I did ask God for forgiveness. And I have, me, I have a lot of patience. It's just this guy, man. He was everywhere he would see me, man. He called me, even if it was in my civilian clothes, he would call me, start disrespecting me right off the bat. I couldn't take it. And I had to do what
Wow.
I had to do.
I wouldn't have waited so long, man. Honestly, you know me.
You know me, I have patience.
The very first time he disrespected me would have been the last time he disrespected me.
Yeah,
But I'm not like that no more, cousin. I have a lot of patience now, man.
yeah.
I've learned over the years that to hurt somebody, it doesn't take that long. It's not that hard.
It's kind of those guys that want to mess with Sarncias. They want to know Sarncias. No, you don't want to know Sarncias. You come at them in a negative way, ain't gonna have no mercy on you. I'm just being honest. I'm spiritual aid, but I can only control Sarncias for so long. You
Come
don't
on,
want to be
man.
Sarncias.
Don't lie, man. You know you can't control Sergeant CS. He's uncontrollable, man. He just lets you think you're controlling him.
Alleged. Put on the military hat.
Yeehaw!
This happened in Germany. When I was in Germany, this guy messed with me for months, being racist, like treating me like crap. Like, we all have a heart. We have feelings. So this guy was disrespecting my family, talking about my grandmother, my grandfather were deceased in a bad way, calling them wetbacks and all kinds of freaking names. I just couldn't take it. I had to defend the honor of those before me, which I did. There's nothing wrong with what I did. Sometimes people have to be handled that way in order for them to change their path in life. They have to be taught a lesson in life. And that's what I did. Taught them a lesson in life.
He had it coming, man. He had it coming.
I'm like a Bigfoot with thorn in his nutsack. What the I was in Germany. Like I said, I'm apologizing, even though I don't know if this guy is alive or not. I'm apologizing, but he should have been a racist towards me like that. I even warned him. I give it one last shot. Just leave me alone. And he said, "No, I'm going to continue to mess with you." So by then I was already fed up. So I did what I had to do.
Man, I can't tell you. I think it was 1997 the last time I beat somebody up. I haven't been angered since, man. 1997 was the last time I got angry. Meditation. It helps.
Every time, when I was in those Bandingo fights, I would just, after I defeated the persons I was fighting, I would go like this, walk away. I tell my love foundation. When you're forced to fight fights, and you just got to do what you had to do. So how am I going to last fighting a fight every day? Well, just get rid of them fast, knock them out fast.
Yeah, man. You gotta get that one hitter quitter.
Yeah, so that's what I was doing, knocking them out fast. I think the fastest knockout I had was like 2 seconds. 2 seconds, 4 seconds, 6 seconds, 7 seconds. Jump to two and just back and forth. Not unless I really said something disrespectful, like MFer or disrespecting my mom, then I'll take my time with them. Teach them a lesson, 1 minute messing around with them, 2 minutes just, you know.
Yeah, no, that's too long, man.
No,
That's
no,
too
no, I'm
long.
saying
But you
just
were just punishing him.
punishing them, just taking it easy and just waiting. just punishing them. The ones that come and be disrespectful. But yeah, no, most of the fights was. I think the only one that lasted about a minute. I don't think it was a minute. I'll say like 30, 40 seconds. Was the guy that was messing with me. The last guy I fought. I had no choice, but I was just toying with him. He was too slow.
Yeah, I got rid of that one too, man. They said that we sell meth.
But we know who that is. Corner of the cob.
Yep. We got trolls on the ground. Trolls on the ground.
Corner of the cob in the house. Identified. Fire on the way. Brrr, brrr. We got popcorn. We got popcorn. With the bullets.
Dirty popcorn.
There you go. Corner of the cob identified. Fire on the way. Brrr, brrr. It's raining right now. Oh, there you go. Target identified. Corner of the cob. Fire on the way. Brrr, brrr.
Pop, 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 popcorn.
Popcorn, popcorn. We were popcorn. We were popcorn.
He needs to be careful, man, because he's gonna run into the
What was
the
the name of
peeper
that popcorn? They
the
had that
peeper
old man,
bear,
the white old man with glasses.
the peeper foot, the peeper foot.
Corner cop identified. Fire on the way. Corner cop identified. Fire on the way.
God, this guy really wants to be a mod.
No, that's corner the cop, man. He's trying to infiltrate. That's what he's trying to do. Yes, we're talking about shapeshifters, skinwalkers, but Soren CS came out right now. Said a little bit of something, letting out something out of his conscience,
Who
that
did
he
you
feels
want
bad
mod?
about handling business with somebody.
No, he didn't kill the sergeant. The sergeant just wished he was dead.
No, I didn't kill him. I just taught him a lesson in life, man.
Hmm.
He couldn't do BT for a while. I'll just put it that way. Uh, just taught him a lesson, man. Gave him the whooping that the clan wouldn't give him. Somebody said Ruby was not a mod. Yeah, yeah. It's the Robbie. That's corner of the cob runner.
Popcorn on the cob.
Dirty. What was his nickname that we named him earlier?
Dirty popcorn.
Dirty popcorn. No, I didn't kill the guy that sabotaged my engine.
But back to shapeshifters and skinwalkers.
Going back to Shapeshifter and Skinwalkers, y'all. The
Yes,
one that
Bounty Bear.
the one that I hooked was not my company commander. The one I hooked was somebody else, a whole different person.
Yes, Bounty Bear. He kicked his butt. He didn't kill him. The dude just wished he was dead.
Like I said, he couldn't do PT for a while. He had a broken leg. I think he had a broken leg, a broken ankle. Both of his legs were inoperable. Uh, one of his arms was in a cast. A lot of stitches. Kind of looked like old Frankie.
I'm sorry, Delana. It's just that when it comes to violence like that, it just tickles my funny bone. He wished he was dead.
What is the best defense against the Wendigo?
That's a good question.
The best defense against the Wendigo is just don't give it no kind of power. Don't fear it. Jesus Christ would be the number one defense as a maintain your love foundation. The Wendigo is a spirit, so
Flamethrower will do
okay.
nothing.
If I were to tell you call the Ghostbusters, it's a spirit. No, it's just through Jesus Christ. Faith in Jesus Christ and everything you do when you're fighting spiritually through Jesus Christ. Don't go out there trying to fight it now, taking a weapon and stuff. How are you going to kill something that's a spirit? You ain't. You can't.
Yeah, I have that effect on people. When I laugh, they laugh. I don't know why.
I knew one thing that they did. The whatever was out there did not like was selenite. My selenite sword that I took that day.
No, it
They
broke it.
just they disliked that. This was left of it. They broke it. I mean, I can probably fix it with super glue. And it's got
That's a nice sword, man. I see they got a clean cut on it.
yeah. Corner of the cob. Don't get no funny ideas. Corner of the cob. They broke it. They they broke it when I got home. I was gonna put it up, and something hit it, and it broke it. But I can fix it. I just need to buy some super glue or something to glue it up and just put it as a display. You know.
You're not supposed to put them back together once they break because it's bad
Oh,
luck.
oh, okay. Let me
That goes
see.
for minerals, figurines like this.
Yeah,
Anything that breaks off like that, man, you're not supposed to put it back together. It's bad luck.
it says when corn pop passes gas, is it popcorn fart? Just curious. Rainbow Skittle says I heard a story about the Jinn today. A Jinn, what that they could change physical object in the past. Well, Sister Jelena, look at the. I got a show reel I created there. Where has it seen the show reel? Go look at the show reel that I created, and there's a shapeshifter skinwalker in there, right beside me. Check it out. You're gonna be able to see the face of the skinwalker and the beastly form that it has on top of him. Check out the show reels here. You'll be able to see it. You can go out and check it out. Come back and let me know what you think of it.
We'll wait.
Yeah, we'll wait. Check it out wherever you're tuning in. Go to the show reels. Look at my latest show reel. It's a skinwalker shapeshifter that's probably inches away from me. It's like right by me. I couldn't see it visually, but I could sense it right by me. That I angled the camera as I was doing my live, and it came out on my live. So I took a screenshot of it, and I created a show reel. No, this is a different one. This is the one for today. I mean, yeah, the one I placed, yeah, during the day or the evening. I placed it evening time.
Well, it is yesterday because
Yeah,
we're early
yesterday.
morning already.
Yesterday. You're right, cuz. Yes, yesterday.
Well, coming up on 4 o'clock.
Yes. How much more long we got? 2 more
Mm-hmm.
minutes. I know Saturday we had a good crowd that came out, turned out on Saturday early in the morning. Like people were coming left and right out of the woodworks. Thank you, Brother Sean. You see, here I just don't say a story. I share you, I share with you what I encounter because
Proofs.
I capture it. So I capture it through my videos, and I take screenshots of what I capture in my videos to show the proof of whatever I capture out there. The only thing I won't show to y'all if I capture anybody from Oklahoma with a corn on the cob, I will not share that with you because that's just plain sick. I don't want to see that. Now that would be, how I say that, not to have fear. That would be kind of scary to look at. Well, I got plenty more, man. And luckily, thank God that I got YouTube because on Facebook, I had people trolling me there too. So at least here on Facebook, I can put out people that are being disrespectful or trolling, and for those who really want to learn the spiritual things of what we speak about. No, I said Shapeshifter Skinwalker. Well, I got the showreel where the Shapeshifter Skinwalker is right there by me. That was able to capture it on camera. So when I'm saying something, it's not saying it because I'm just talking out of my arse because I've captured something or I've witnessed them.
This
Oh
guy was
yeah,
this guy was asking if me and you were both in the lowrider with to get him out of here, man.
low. We're what into lowriders?
That if me and you were riding around in a lowrider.
Oh shit! Said, Holmes, we're gonna talk to you about shapeshifter skinwalkers. Hey, let me wait up. Let me open up
Espérate,
my 40 ounce real quick.
espérate, let me open the door and pick this cabbage.
Let me roll up the cigarette real quick.
This wind is blowing away my bugler tobacco.
Oh, I believe that one there, cuz, is the one I ran into in Elms Grove that looks the face of the one that I followed. That I could see where it manifested to look like a person. Uh, Maybe you can share a story about that. That one happened in Elms Grove in Killeen, Texas. My dog was barking. I went outside while he was barking. There was a red fox in my yard. What was weird about it, this red fox had like a eye, the eyes had like a yellow glow in them. So it's looking at me, and I'm looking at it, but the fox is not running away. So I start walking up to it. I'm standing like 2 feet away from it. It turns around, it starts walking away. I live in a mobile home park. So I'm walking away, and it goes around my neighbor's uh, outside her fence, takes a left. As I go take a left, because I'm only a couple of feet away from it, I don't see the red fox no more. What I see seems to be like an old man that's like butt naked because you could see from his ass on down to his feet or barefooted. He's wearing a hide on his back of some kind of animal, and he's on top of his head. He's got something. He looks hunchback. So it's cold as hell out there. I'm like, what is this dude doing out here cold? I'm wearing warm ups and my I have a what do you call it? Like not a sweater, but the other one that matches the warm ups, right? So I'm walking. I'm like, what the hell is this? So I'm seeing it, and right off the bat, it's something that doesn't seem right. I mean, it's cold as hell. This guy, you know how I told you about the Tonkawas that they're dirty Indians? Well, that's how it looked. Somebody is kind of naked, and the only thing that's got on his back is his fur of the hide he's wearing. So I follow him. You know, I follow him up the streets, and there's lights, and I'm still following this man. He takes a left. I follow him to the entrance of the park. He goes out to the outskirts of the park. So I'm following him. As I'm following, he keeps on looking like this. Like he knows I'm following him. He's looking like sideways like this. You know, I can see his like he's looking at me. You know, and I'm just getting ready just in case he turns around to whatever it is for me to be ready, right? Because at that time he's got the manifestation of the skinwalker, how he looks. So I'm walking behind him. We walk, around this embark. He's walking by the fence, and he keeps on. You know when a dog is running and he's looking back like this? Well, that's how he's looking at me. You know, he's not running; he's walking. Then he goes along the fence onto the grass. When he's walking along the fence, I'm seeing him from the street going along the fence. He starts walking inland. So I see him go inland, and then he goes behind a bush. And I'm looking at the bush, and I don't see no movement. So I'm waiting to see if maybe he's homeless or what, right? Because I would have given him a blanket if he was homeless, right? Or try to help him out with something. So from behind that bush, I see a Saint Bernard, a Cujo, you know what people call Cujo, running, and it goes behind another bush. So you got the skinwalker, or the man with the hide on his back, and a dog. I said, well, I guess that must be his pet dog, and he just ran to the other bush. So I go along the fence, you know, along the fence, and as I go behind the bush, I don't see the man. I look to the other bush. Before I start walking, when I'm walking before I get to the bush, there's a bird that flies from where the Saint Bernard is. So when I get there, I don't see the man, the Cujo, but I seen a bird fly away. I believe there was a shapeshifter skinwalker that manifested to to the Saint Bernard and into a bird. I know that there was a den I found out there when me and my son were doing a nature trail walk in the open land, and all that what was there was hides of different animals. I'm talking about coyotes. There was a Rockwilder that had his spine ripped out of his back. There was possums, raccoons, uh, different kinds of animals. They're first everywhere in this location. It was like a big round circle in the middle of nowhere. So I'm looking around. And I said, "Son, let's get the hell out of here." And we left the area real fast. I believe maybe that's where the Skinwalker shapeshifter was residing. You know, this den was not a den; it was a open area where there was nothing but dead animals. What was left of the dead animals was their hides. Bonnie Hunting Bear said those are the bad ones.
Yeah, because if it was an old man, that means he'd been practicing that art for years, man.
Well, what I understand after I make the, if anybody doesn't know me, I'm gonna show my face. Let me see you recognize me. Let's see. Uh, I came out on the Travel Channel on the show called Terror in the Woods, season 3, episode 2. Something is out there. I talk about a lot of things. That's one thing that they left out of the. They left a lot of things because they only got limited time to say certain things. But I had mentioned to him about the Skinwalker shapeshifter I had encountered.
Be right back.
Yeah, it was a circle formation that was there, and there was nothing but dead animals in the open space. You know how they have the rock formation, the circle, but it was a circle of nothing but dead skins. I grabbed my son and I said, "Hey, let's get out of here." Oh shoot! So when is that? I have another story for y'all. I had the Easter eggs that you got. I had bought baby chicks for my son. Uh, they were colored green and purple. Well, they grew. We had them in the house. I was feeding them. I had them in a cage. They became little roosters, and I had them on my shoulders. I had them trained. But the people in the park doesn't allow us to have that kind of those kind of domestic animals in our homes. So I feel bad about this because I said, okay, let's take them over here by the woods. We're gonna put them in a cage, and we're gonna leave them on top of the tree. And tomorrow night we'll come and feed them because I didn't want to, like I said, get in trouble. So me and my son go over there, and we find the cage on the ground. And it's all like we see feathers everywhere and stuff like that. But what was weird about this is this that this it was a big tree and there was nothing underneath the tree. I found the only thing I found from those chickens or the roosters, the baby roosters, was their heads cut off, and their heads were laying on a piece of rock. When I went back the following day, and another thing that I found out was this: there was tall trees that grew underneath this big tree. There was like 13 or 14 of them, in which that would be impossible because it was empty underneath this tree. So I was pissed off. My son was crying, because that was his little baby chicks. I mean, little roosters. I said, okay, let's go home, son. I went home. I grabbed my machetes. I went down there because to me, there's no way 13 trees are going to grow in an area that fast in one day, in which I believe that it could have been a blood sacrifice. So I start chopping down these trees that are underneath there. They're probably like around this thick, 13 foot, 14 foot tall. When I start chopping them, blood is coming out of them. So I cut them all off. I go ballistic underneath there. I cut all of them off, and every single of those trees seemed like it had blood on them. And I destroyed all 13 of them. Every single one of them, it was like a machete, like it looked like blood, something red, you know. So I did the sign of the cross, and I left back. But that's something I wanted to share with y'all. That something killed. I know there's animals out there, but something cut their heads off of the roosters. What do you think about that? Do you think that the shapeshifter Skinwalker might have done that? Or is there certain animals they'll take the whole body and just leave the heads placed side by side on a piece of stone? To me, that would be something like maybe a person would do. What do you think about that, cuz?
Well, if they were side by side in a row, maybe something ripped their heads off or someone. The only
If
time I've
they,
ever seen something like that was when we were doing the ritual sacrifices in Santeria.
Bounty Hunter Bear says Were their heads cut off or ripped off? They were cut off. 13 trees, one main tree. Yup, bad. John Boyce. Oh yeah. So when you went back to the sketchy church with no car, I don't know what he's talking about. After that thing grabbed your leg in the church. Is he talking to you, cousin?
I don't remember being grabbed by my leg at church. I got grabbed by my leg at your house.
It didn't scare me. It just destroyed what they try to create. I believe they use that blood from the spilled chickens to summon something. What was summoned was those 13 trees, in which there could have been some kind of form of deity that appeared there. That's why they bled, or they bled.
No, that was Abe with Josh. It wasn't me and Terry in the woods. I've never been on TV.
It was me. No, the one with the church, that was brother Josh Turner. The mine that was dealing with Elms Grove Estates, which was the second show, and it's called Something Is Out There. Me and my
Welcome,
sister
Aries.
come out on the show. How you doing, Aries? Yeah, they put that towards the ending. Uh, the fighting was happening for many years, like in that nature, where I was being attacked spiritually by them. But I kept on fighting spiritually. But yeah, there was one time that I fought spiritually out there, and I got my energy drained. And what woke me up was my son when he found me outside. He was looking for me because he was hungry. So I was laid out right there by my house, at the mobile home, because my energy got spiritually drained. Nicolay Harbor, West Texas. West Texas had some experiences up towards Lubbock. I was in between. I lived between Anton and Littlefield. Used to live in a ranch over there when I would go work for the summers. We worked in the cotton. Yeah, yes, brother John Boyd. That's me, brother. Let me see if you can recognize me. Yeah, because that's what they make us do at the beginning of the show. Me and my sisters.
That was very disrespectful.
Get him out of here. That's probably corner the cob.
Well, what he said would have offended you very much, cousin.
I didn't read what he said.
That's why I took him out before you read it, man, because that would have pissed you off. Sergeant
Well,
Cias would have come out.
corner. It was corner the cob, or probably
Probably.
the Crisacabra.
El Chupanagra.
Yes, you should check it out. It's Terror in the Woods, season 3, episode 2. It's everywhere. Travel Channel, on Discovery. I think it's even in is it Showtime or Cinemax or HBO? To HBO, I don't know. It's everywhere on all platforms.
See, it even offended Ridge Runner as a
I don't know.
veteran.
I don't know what the guy said, man. I mean, if you want some, you can come get some. If he wants to find me like a man, I have more respect. Like you come at me with a weapon, then it's not going to be a fight. And you might not make it back where you come from if you're coming
It's a
at me in
good
a threatful manner.
it's a good episode, Delena. You should watch it.
Amazon Prime. Check it out, Sister Delana. I'm on episode 2. Yeah, I'll be doing a lot of podcasts. If you go become a member on Spiritual Encrypted Encounters, I have all the podcasts that I've done there. You just got to look for them. All the podcasts I've done everywhere. Who? Yeah, no, the Josh guy. Yes, Josh's friend. The work for him. Me, I come out on part 2, the second episode. Brother Josh Turner was the first episode. I was the second episode.
Oh, he was just trying to be disrespectful toward Abe's service in the military.
You got offended with a hat?
Yeah,
Oh well.
que se vaya a Chihuahua un baile.
Man, I could put on back this hat since we're talking about shapeshifter skinwalkers, the native hat. But I'm not worried about if they get offended or not. Hello from Dubai. God bless you all. God bless you too, Saif.
Welcome in, Saeed.
Rashash. I think I remember him from last time. So we're talking about the. So he knows the capabilities of the Degen. I wonder. I think the Degen has the same abilities as shapeshifter skinwalkers or the DDN uh, or anything demonic. That they can manifest to anything. They can mimic voices, look like people. They blend in within the society.
I agree with you, Ridge Runner. Ah, there he goes again.
Let me put it on so you can see me. We know what it is. Corn the cob identified. Fire on the way. They're calling me a murderer. Uh, Come see me and you'll find out if I'm a murderer or not.
I'm a murderer, man. I murder tacos whenever I get them. I'm a mass murderer when it comes to eating tacos.
He's coming in here talking me a murderer. It ain't my fault. I'm a badass. We were a badass in First Armored Division. Look, if I'm gonna be honest with you, if Saddam Hussein would have never invaded Kuwait, he would still be alive, or he might have died of old age, and he would have still had all his military. But no, they had an option to leave. They knew the U.S. was coming. They decided to rape women and kill children. We run into that when we're going out there to our destination. They had the chance to leave, but no. They thought they were badasses. They dug into the ground on top of the ridge and they're waiting for us. Well, they're not here no more. It ain't my fault that the United States Army 19 kilo or Abrams tankers are high speed and we kick ass. We get sent on a mission, we follow orders and do what we have to do. So if you feel bad about that, call the ambulance.
You want some cheese for that wine?
Call the ambulance. I'm wearing it now. I was gonna wear I was wearing the native hat, you know, for respect for the native. for all the people that are native. But this Joker wants to come in here and disrespect the Forest Armor Division. Man, if you would have gone there talking, saying what you say in front of the tankers, man, your mama wouldn't recognize you, bro. I'm being honest. They just beat the hell out of you, trying to think you're bad. There was this dude that went in there one time disrespecting like the scouts, saying all kinds of stuff. That guy went up, beat up very badly, two broken legs, broken arms, broken nose. I mean, they beat the hell out of him, disrespecting the military.
Tell them the name of the shows, cuz that you and Josh were on.
Terror in the Woods.
Ain't no stolen valor here, Alan. My cousin's a real deal.
The show was called Terror in the Woods. What the hell is this guy talking about, man?
You said you were stolen valor.
Dumbass. Yes, Terror in the Woods. Season 3, episode 2. And it's called Something is Out There.
See, there he is again. Alan? No, he's the real deal, man.
They probably got pissed off because of the video made last time, bragging on this two guys that this guy made a video about his defending his friend, even though he had stolen valor. So me, I had to defend my friend, and then he said, and everybody else can kiss my, he said something. So I made a video yesterday during my live, and I'll tell him where he can stick his friend up. And that's why they're popping up, make with the fake
Sideways.
profiles.
Sideways.
It's kind of like this. If you want to talk to me, I'm talking to you directly, to who you are. Talk to me directly. Why you have to hide behind a fake profile? There he is again, corn on the cob, or is it bail or 30 vault, stolen valor vault, identified, fire on the way, room. So they got pissed off because I told them where to stick his friend at. I said, grab your little friend from the boots and stick him up your. I did a rock impersonation where the sun don't shine. Stick him up your candy ass. That's what I say.
Should have told him sideways. Good catch, Ridge Runner. I was about to get him myself.
So you're able to see him before I see him.
Well, it's because I'm reading the live. I'm reading all the comments, man. So as soon as I see him, I take him out.
So I appreciate it.
Well, I'm your number one sniper, man. It's what I do.
There
I
he is
love to kick
again.
people out.
So there you go. I guess he didn't like the video when I told him where to stick his friend,
I
the stolen valor guy.
haven't seen that video yet, but I'm gonna look for
Is the one
it.
I did yesterday, cuz when you fell asleep.
Yeah,
I, I
yeah,
spoke up I spoke about it towards like midways or towards the end.
man.
Well, maybe in the beginning.
With all the issues I got going on, man. When I lay down in my bed and I'm listening to your show, your voice puts me to sleep, man. It just relaxes me.
Yeah. The guy that I was talking about is, I don't know if y'all know him. His name is, I call him Lion Vault or Dirty Vault, but we all know him as Stolen Valor Vault. He never served in the military, and he tried to tell all the people that he was in the military and that he was in what was the guy, the sniper named Chris, the one that got killed. They said he was part of the ball bearer detail, and he was lying. He's never been in the military. So that dude's a freaking a sack of shit. And that guy's defending that guy that stolen Fowler, so he's a sack of shit too. Bell, like I said before, you can get your stolen valor homeboy, grab him, slide him sideways or the long ways. I don't care, and
Sideward is
stick him
more
up
painful.
your candy ass. Yeah, he tried to say he was a pallbearer when he's never served in the military. So that's what this guy was defending. A guy that says he was in the military, he never served in the military. So we call him fault stolen valor.
Well, he don't want to meet corporal discipline. I'll transform into general purpose.
So me as a veteran, so me as a veteran, and I have brothers in arms that serve with me. Some that are gone because they passed away already. I knew people that died during training, some in combat. So I called this guy. I told him what I thought about them, both of them. I told him just to stick him up his candy ass. He's a con artist slash stolen valor guy. That's the worst. Stolen valor. Somebody pretending they serve in the military, lying to people. Disgusting. We knew who that one was. That was the other guy I called out the other day, the truck driver, uh, Crisa Cabra.
Chupa nalga.
Yeah, that guy. He's supposedly from Harlingen, Texas. That's another sack of shit. Trying to call me out, man. You don't know who you're trying to call out, bro. I'll whoop your ass. I'll say it straight up here in spiritual and cryptic honors. Yeah, I might be the age that I am, but I still work out. I'm still active. I can still go, man. I'll whoop that ass.
I hate
That,
pirate stories.
they just don't know, man. They just don't know who they're dealing with. It's freaking scrubs. People that never been in the military. And at least I have respect for the people that respect the veterans. But for people like that want to call me out saying they're gonna kick my ass, well, bring it. Just don't talk about it. It'll give me something to put on my record. My Badingo fights. I'll be 41-0 instead of 40-0, 41-0. And there's been many others that I can't consider them on the record because you know it's something different. They just don't know. They just like spiritual encrypted encounters because I call it how it is. These guys are their only agenda is to mess with people, to give people a bad reputation, so they can go to the video and just steal a certain part of the video and they clip it, but they don't place the whole video of what you're talking about. So they try to make you look like a bad person. That's what they do.
Oh, it's funny, man. They're coming in here. They should know that this page has a lot of mods.
So it's like this, man. Shit, don't make me. I got all the time in the world, so don't cross me because I'll find where you live, bro. I have a lot of family in the valley. I got family in your hometown. The primos de no the barrios over there. So don't get me
Yes,
started.
yes, Sean. He fought in Desert Storm, Sean.
But in saying that, sorry about that, viewers. I know it's 4:33 in the morning. I don't want to keep cousin Jesse. You good, cousin, or you ready to go call it a night?
No, man, I'm wide awake, man.
Are you wide
Whenever you
awake?
want to
Well,
get
shit,
up.
we could say more story. One more. Okay, let's go back to the Skinwalker. Sorry about that, brothers and sisters. Just like computer warriors. They're not even computer warriors. We're just like computer cowards. You know, when somebody got a problem with me, you can say it to my face. You know, either we're gonna talk or I might react a whole different way towards you. It's your call.
Rainbow Skids. AI is demonic, man. Just so you know, that's my belief anyway.
Oh, he's talking about AI. The people from AI. Yeah,
I got your
it's,
fruitcakes.
no, he's not into Ruby Robbie Robbo is not into fruitcakes. He's into corn cakes.
He's into
Cor-
strudel.
Corn on the cob cake. That's him. Corn on the cob guy.
I'm glad you agree, Delana.
There's so many fake videos, man. If so many fake videos of the AI. So one of the things the natives they didn't like taking pictures back in the day. The reason they didn't like taking pictures because they say that their spirit was getting trapped within the picture. So
Mm-hmm.
they would stay away from cameras, right? But what's weird about it is this that I'm capturing images of things around me, of spirits. So is that saying that it's true what they were saying? That the spirits are being captured in the imagery. If I'm capturing things that are in disembodied form, yes. Picture frames. I've seen it where I'll share a story about this in what happened in Elms Grove. Uh, and my son was I think around 3 at the time, and I would let him sleep by me. You know, I had a big bed. He had his own bed too. We'd be playing video games. He'd fall asleep. So there was a night. What was happening was this: somebody was jumping on my bed. The room was dark, and I could feel somebody jumping on the bed. And I'm thinking it's my son, and I was like, "Son, go to sleep." I could feel somebody jumping on the bed. I go up, turn on the light, but my son is asleep. So this is something that was happening for about 2 to 3 weeks. That the same thing over and over and over. So I prayed. I would pray, and I would bless the house, but it continued to happen. So one day I'm sitting in the living room talking to my nephew, and as we're talking, he starts dozing off, and I see something right beside him on a table, on a little a table is there. I see a little boy sitting down there with a suit, and he's smiling. And I know it wasn't my son, but I know what I seen. Then my nephew said, "Did you see that, Unc? Did you see that, Unc?" And I said, "What did you see?" He said, "I seen that boy in the suit, and he looks like you when you were a kid." So I get up, and I said, "I seen the same thing." So I got up and I walked to where my picture frame is when I was a kid with my little suit. As I'm looking at the picture, you can see something in the picture, and it's black right over the face, and it's moving within the face. So I start saying the Our Father. I grab the picture, take it to where the barbecue pit is. I light it up and I burn it. Once I got rid of it, all the things that were happening stopped. So can they use images to have to come into your house? So what I'm saying is be careful of pictures and be careful of what you might pick up maybe at a thrift store or a garage sale, a flea market, because something might be within those pictures. But that's where the unclean spirit went was going. It was hiding there within my picture. It's sad that I had to get rid of my picture, but I had no choice. You know what I'm talking about, cuz? Remember those pictures we used to have on the walls of me with my little suit? I had to get rid of
Yeah,
that picture. I don't have a picture of me. That was the only picture I had of that, and I had to get rid of it.
that's crazy, man. But yeah, man, anything can be trapped in the paint or anything like that, man.
Paint, yeah. But you remember it was the one that gave me the picture frame was Joaquin, the senior. He's the one that gave me he had the picture frame.
Oh wow,
So I think he had done something to it.
either him or his brother.
Somebody did something, or that lady that he was with, they did something to it. But I got rid of it, man, because I seen what was in it. It was moving in the face. You could see movement in the face, black like black streaks. You could see the unclean spirit in the picture. That's why I had no choice but to get it out of the house. Okay, we got some other joke right here. So what is it? No, Abe, because he's being mean to Dang and Nancy. I had to get on my dead husband's account. I just wanted to know if it was going to rain in what? Another troll? I don't know who that guy is.
He's mad because I was being mean to Dang and Nancy, who said we were fruitcakes.
There you go. Because he's those idiots.
Delana Joaquin is his father. Abe's dad.
The lady that he was with, I think she might have been into witchcraft because he got together with somebody else later on in life, and to my understanding, I believe she was a witch because of something that happened. Uh, when I was younger, I went to go visit him. When I was in the military, and I gave him a picture of me when I was in the tank. Well, there was one evening where I'm asleep, and in my dream, I'm having a dream where somebody cuts a head of its cuts a cuts a head off a chicken, and they're going like this. And you can see blood falling, and then when I'm praying to God to show me who this is, and I see the face of the woman that's with my father, and she's doing a ritual. So I get up that evening and I pray against it. I say, I tie, bind, and rebuke in Jesus Christ's name for anything you're trying to do to go back to you 7 times fold. That's what I prayed for. So it happened like around, oh, man, like 2, 3 in the morning. I get a phone call at 6 in the morning from my aunt that works in the ER because she's a nurse, Aunt Rachel. And she's like, "Hey, I wanna tell you something." And I said to her, "I already know." So what do you know? So well, something happened to Natalia. And she's like, "How do you know that?" I said, "Because she came up against me spiritually and I prayed against her." And then he said that she died of a brain aneurysm or something like that. That she died that night.
Wow.
Ask dear Rachel. She'll tell you. I fought against her spiritually. Well, then one day my sister comes and said, "Look, he told me to give you these pictures." I see one of the pictures, and you can see the picture that she used to try to do the witchcraft towards me. It had blood on it. So I burned that picture. I just took a picture of it and got rid of the picture. I burned it. But that's the picture she used to come up against me. But she lost. My dad claimed that he called her a brujita. He like, you know how them brujitas are. So what is that telling me of him? If he acknowledged her as a bruja, what would that mean?
Wow, that's crazy, cuz.
That would mean that he's affiliated with them, right? Why would he
Welcome,
give?
Barricade.
Why would he give her a picture of me, right?
That's the worst thing that anybody can do, man. That's the worst thing anybody can do. Because all they need
Santeria,
is a picture.
brujeria, same thing.
All they needed was a picture and your birthday. That's all they
Yeah,
needed.
but she's not here no more. Passed
That's what
away.
happens, man.
She
When
wa-
you
she was
do
supposed to be a grand witch of Willacy County,
well,
la gran
that,
bruja.
that's what happens when you try to manifest stuff on people. You gotta be aware of the seven time return curse, man. That you're gonna get if it fails.
You see, the heavenly Father shows you your enemies. At that time, he showed me who was doing wrong to me, which I was able to wake up. And in the dream, I prayed to show me who my enemy was, and she was laughing. I could recognize her face. So I prayed against it, prayed to go to the sender, seven times fold, and it did. It happened like around, early in the morning. Then in the 6 in the morning, my aunt calls me, tell me that she got something to tell me, and she was in the hospital. She was dead, and my father was in the hospital too. They had found him right beside her.
Wow.
He was sick, and maggots were coming out of his body,
That
but he was
means he
still
tried to
alive.
help.
Huh?
Yeah, that means he tried to help with the spell. That's crazy, man.
Right after that is when he lost his leg. What did it say in the Bible about if you have a bad member in your body to get rid of it?
You have to cast it out.
He lost his leg. And every time he looks at his leg that's missing, he looks at me a certain way because he knew he was part of that. I just could see the one that was doing it.
We don't let money here, Barrett.
When the witch goes down, so do the helpers. Yeah. So that's what happened. Dear Rachel will tell you. You want to tell her, hey, is it true that Abe told you call Abe to tell him about you were going to tell him something, and he already knew what you were going to tell him?
When I talk to her, I'll ask her about it.
Yeah, she remembers. I talked to her last time when I was talking about it here. She said, "Yes, I remember." And she was like, "How do you know? You don't. I work at the hospital." Jesus Christ! I already know what happens when people try to come up against me in that nature. It's not good for them. Especially when the Heavenly Father protects you spiritually. You know how many times I've seen this, brothers and sisters? Oh, we're getting the likes now. People like spiritual talk. Uh, I've seen that happen all throughout my life. You know how I was telling you that I was spiritual targeted? I've seen it happen all my life. From person to person to person to person. They've come up against me in a spiritual manner. I pray for them. I've been trying to tell the people, like when mom said, mira, se murió esta persona. It's like, oh, I figured they were going to die. I figured something was going to happen to them soon. But I would never tell my mother why. I would never tell them why I would say that because of what they would be, how should I say, dwelling in. Imagine this: when they're around my mother, they'd be cool, but once my mother would be go away, they turn like a whole different person. They're trying to mess with you spiritually. I had a lot of encounters like that, man, and I stood my ground every single time.
You know, nobody ever did that to me, man. Come right out and say, "Hey, I'm gonna do this and this and that." And if I even suspected they were doing that, we are gonna have problems, man.
Telling you, uh, that was when I shared this story with y'all. It's I was coming. I was in seventh grade. I was going from track practice. You know how hot the Rio Grande Valley gets during the summer. It's hot as hell. So I'm doing track practice, and I'm trying to walk home. I guess it's summertime, and I'm trying to walk home. I stop at the Watsons, which is a pharmacy, and they have a water fountain in the back. So I'm drinking water because it was hot as hell that day. Drinking water, and I said, okay, I'm gonna cut through the aisles to go out the front so I can walk on the main sidewalk. You know. So as I'm gonna go cut through the front, there was this old lady that appeared with gray hair. She's looking at me and she says, "Are you the hijo? ¿Tú eres hijo de Joaquín y Olga?" I says, "Sí, señora." Then she looks at me and she dropped this amulet out of her hand.
Uh-oh. Yes, he froze. Am I frozen? Bonnie Bear, am I frozen? Rich Runner 2, am I frozen?